Missouri, home of two-time Division II champion Northwest Missouri State. Head coach Mel Churchma has the best record in Division II postseason history. But for the last two seasons, Grand Valley State has thwarted the Bearcats' title hopes and in dramatic fashion.
Northwest Missouri needs a touchdown. It is caught, but tackled 5 yards short.
Moves up, dumps it off, wide open, and fumbles the football. Your Division II champion, Grand Valley State.
Tonight, these two teams will battle again for a trip to the Division II championship final. Bearcats and Lakers now. And welcome to the NCAA Division II football semifinal presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the weather. These two teams could care less. Grand Valley State and Northwest Missouri State in this semifinal matchup. The winner will move on to the championship game to be played in Florence, Alabama next week. And already, Valdosta State knows they're going. They defeated California, Pennsylvania today, 28-24. They await the winner of this game for the championship. And what a matchup we have in this game. Grand Valley State, the defending champion. They have won for the last 2 years in Division II. And they have beaten this team they play tonight in both of those games. Grand Valley State has won their last 40, count them folks, 40 football games. But this Northwest Missouri State team, the last 2 weekends, has defeated teams with records of 12-0. The team they face tonight, Grand Valley, they are 12-0 as well. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us. The coach is down at field level with us tonight. And Coach Bob Davie, this game really is a tremendous football matchup.
Well, Gary, you're right. And you had a chance to do the game last year, the championship game between these two teams. You know how good they both are. For people out there that haven't seen a lot of Division II football, trust me, you're going to be impressed tonight. From an X and O standpoint, from a scheme standpoint, an intensity standpoint, this game tonight will be just as good as the BCS championship between Ohio State and the LSU. The only thing I see different is just the size of the players, but these are two well-coached, talented football teams.
Coach, Grand Valley State is the defending champion, and that says a lot about a team overall at any time. But they've done it with a quarterback change because they lost their starter from last year, and they've kept right on going.
Well, Gary, Grand Valley State is a spread offense. To do that, you have to have a quarterback that's both a passer and a runner. Brad Ichek in his first year as a starter is probably a little bit more of a thrower than a runner, but he has led this football team. Just look at his stats. 29 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Number 2 in the country in passing efficiency. He has 2 400-yard football throwing games this year. For Northwest Missouri, there is no question what their plan is going to be. It's going to be give the ball to Xavier Omon and give it to him a lot. This guy, in my opinion, is an NFL prospect. He's about 220 pounds. He runs a 4.59 40. He has 4 1,500-yard seasons in his career. Last week's a great example. 37 carries for 309 yards. Gary, this guy is a workhorse, and he is a durable running back.
Coach, we were kind of joking before the game. This may be Lambeau South tonight because the weather conditions could not be much worse. Take a look at what the weather conditions are coming into this. For the last 2 days, this mix of freezing rain and snow has been on. There's a wind factor tonight. It is really brutally cold. Does anybody get an advantage?
Well, Gary, there's no question. You said it right. It's brutally cold, but this is a great facility here at Northwest Missouri, and the fact that they have field turf really helps. There's 2 things I see. One, the wind, and second, this turf is getting a little bit icy. I think the advantage has to go to Northwest Missouri with Xavier Omon and his north-south running style. Plus, they haven't lost here since '05. But bottom line, Gary, it is a great night for football. Beautiful night. But I'm coming back up here to that press box as soon as I can.
Can I just say how happy I am that I won the toss of the coin and got to do my part of the open in the booth, which is heated and enclosed, while Coach Davie does what all good coaches do. He went down there with the players. Kickoff, semifinal coming up. This game being broadcast on ESPN HD, presented by Pioneer Kuru HD TV. And welcome back, everybody. You talk about fans who want it. How about these fans from both sides? But, of course, here in what is the home field for Northwest Missouri State, these folks have been out here, the student section. As soon as the gates opened, they came in, and that was about an hour and a half ago. I don't know how they're still standing. Grand Valley won the toss, defer. It's Northwest Missouri State will be receiving. Taken back by Sheldon Cook. Cook up to the 20-yard line, gets hammered, and that is where he will be down. Good coverage, and we are underway. It is going to hurt tonight when you get hit. Joel Osborne is the starting quarterback. The 5th start he has ever made in his career, his 2nd ever playoff start, as they have had a 2-quarterback system part of the way. Not anymore. Osborne will take charge and run this team. And from the discussions we've had with their players and coaches, it is clear this is a guy that the team has great confidence in. And one of the reasons why he was able to move into that starting position with hardly a wrinkle being shown. They'll start with the I formation. See how the passing game goes. They're throwing into the wind. That'll be caught at the line of scrimmage up to the 25 and down to the 30-yard line, and that is John Goss, usually a blocking tight end wide receiver, who comes away with the catch and a good game. Let's take a look as former Bearcat and New York Giants defensive lineman Dale Tollefson gives us the offense.
The Bearcat offense is centered around running back Xavier Omon, a.k.a. X-Man. He's the only player in NCAA history with 4 1,500-plus yard seasons and will definitely play on Sundays. Of course, none of that would be possible without the O-line. The big boys up front lead the way. They haven't given up a sack in 3 games. Once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat.
And once an offensive line that moves for Xavier Omon. The offensive line has done that all year, and Omon will pick up the first down on a 17-yard gain.
Here you see right away Omon's running style. Not a whole lot of east-west shake and bake. He is a downhill north-south runner. I think that's why they have the advantage tonight if this field really gets slick.
We'll show you some numbers that are absolutely unbelievable on number 2, Omon, who is out there in that backfield. He has had an incredible year. He is the guy who will carry the football offensively for this team on almost every carry. And on a night like tonight, that could prove, as Coach says, to be a real difference. Osborne looking over to the sideline, checking off the play here. 2 receivers set to the right side. Omon out of the backfield again, straight ahead. And with a second effort of 3 yards as Jacob McGuckin moved in and put the hit on. Grand Valley defense, their senior linebacker, Anthony Adams.
This is Anthony Adams, a.k.a. Tony Starks, introducing the 2007 Grand Valley defense. Up front, we have Dan Scooter, a.k.a. Yanni. At nose, Ryan Gaydash, a.k.a. the General, and Danny Richard. Outside backers, we have Kirk Ruth, a.k.a. Gucci. Cornerbacks, we have Brandon Carr and Billy Pitts-Brinken.
And they will work out of the gun here in the second down and long yardage. Osborne steps up, throws, and completed. And a tough catch. Kendall Wright, who is as tough a guy as they have on this team. If you talk to the coaches, he'll get 10 and a first down on that one.
Well, how about Kendall Wright out of Sulphur Springs, Texas, playing in this cold weather? But this is one of my favorite guys. I mean, toughest guy on the football team, the coaches say. We kidded him yesterday. He said he came up here. The key reason there was a McDonald's here in Maryville. I said they must have locked the door. You haven't spent much time in that McDonald's because you're about 148 pounds, I think.
Said he wanted to get off the farm in Texas, so he comes to Maryville with a population of just about farm size in this beautiful little city. Going back, big rush is put on at midfield, and we'll just dump that one as Osborne was going to get sacked. Lance Travers, 44, put the heat on.
Take a look at Joel Osborne. You talk about an excellent athlete. 2004, the Iowa Athlete of the Year. Football, basketball, baseball, state champs in all 3. Plus, he was on the track team, Gary. Told us yesterday he didn't do much, but they won the state championship in track as well.
He's also humble. He will run the ball once in a while when given the chance, but he likes to put it up in the air. Second down and 10 as Northwest Missouri State has moved into Grand Valley territory here. They send that tight end in motion this time. Out of the gun, quick look, run the draw. Omon's got it to the 40-yard line where he will be down. Only about a 3-yard gain on that. And a good tackle made by Matt Beatty, number 9, who came up from the linebacker position. if they are going, and talking about Grand Valley, to win this football game, Omon is the man coach they've got to stop.
No question, because he's going to get the football. I mean, last week, Omon carried the ball 37 times. There is no secret. You have to stop number 2.
He averages 6.4 per carry, 165 yards a game. That yardage per game is 4th best in Division II of the 144 schools. A third down. They showed blitz. 3rd down and 8. They don't come. Lobbing this one. That's going to be caught at the 20. Down to the 15. The ball gets fumbled. It is marked, and that is a fumble. And will be brought back to the 32-yard line. That is Jacob McGuckin, who moved in and picked that one up. Mike Peterson had the football but was struggling, it looked like, to hang on. He got spun around and he dropped it in the first turnover. Grand Valley takes advantage of it.
Boy, and Mike Peterson, one of the best tight ends in the country, and McGuckin is going to come in and just whip that football out of there, and then athletic enough to pick it up and return it. Just a great individual effort by Jacob McGuckin to just strip that football out of there, Gary.
A 25-yard gain, a fumble, and a 17-yard return on the fumble. Out of the shotgun, 1st down and 10. They run the spread over the middle. It is going to be incomplete. Thrown hard. Brandon Horn, the intended receiver. Matt Robertson looked like he tipped that one. Incomplete. Brad Ichek, the QB.
Well, a lot of people said, who is going to be the quarterback for Grand Valley State, Gary, as they entered this season coming off the national championship? And I'll tell you what, Brad Ichek has put that question to rest.
Now it is going to be a 2nd down and 10. They look to put the football in the air. Grand Valley runs a very quick offense. You see they come to the line, look to the sideline. Even the interior line people come up and look to the sideline. They've got a 2nd down and 10 here at the 32-yard line. Rolling, eye check, and a whistle. Flag is down, and that one came apparently before the snap. We'll wait for the officials' call. The officials are well bundled.
On the offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Take a look at the Grand Valley offense. Billy Eisenhart, their junior center.
He's the man in the middle, Billy Barrel Chest Eisenhart. Commanding our offense on the field, we got the face of Grand Valley, sophomore quarterback Brad Ichek. He's going to be handing the ball off to the hybrid sophomore running back, Blake Smolin. And then split out wide, we got our sure-handed senior, number 85, Antoine Trent. Anchoring our offensive line to my right, we got Brandon Big Smooth Barnes and Big Ogre Sean Stevens. This guy plays it off for us.
On the 2nd down and 15, that is Preston Garris, one of 3 running backs that we will see in this game. He came back last week. He had been injured, got back into the game, ran pretty effectively in last week's game, and now is going to get another chance here this week as we'll see 3 running backs.
Yeah, and Preston Garris, an example, averages 7.3 every time he touches it. The problem for him is getting enough touches because they got a couple excellent running backs.
Blake Smolin and James Barazek, number 11, number 21, are their 2 primary carriers on the offense. 3rd down, long yardage out of the gun. 5 receivers here, including the tight end on this 3rd down and 8. Ichek back at his own 25-yard line, over the middle. That'll be caught, but it's not going to go anywhere. 35-yard line. Scott Blasco, the tight end on the reception, but Chris Termini came in and put the hit on, and they're going to have to kick the football.
And if there's been one problem for Grand Valley State this year, they've had some problems on deep snaps. Number 57, Sean Stevens. Part of the problem, they don't punt very much. So this is one of the few times they're going to get to punt the football. But keep an eye on the deep snapper there, 57. He's struggled a little bit. And Northwest Missouri has blocked 5 kicks this season, Gary.
Justin Tremble, 39 punts, averages 35 yards. He has not had a block punt. A flag is down before the snap, and it may be a call on Grand Valley, it looks like.
Sideline warning on the defense. That is their first warning.
One thing about a championship game, a playoff game at this level, these officials are going to call things very close. You don't see a sideline warning. They're probably all huddled up together down there like a herd of cattle trying to stay warm.
And couldn't move to get back into the box. This kicks, when he puts his foot into it, will come from about the 25. His longest is 51. long count here to try and draw the offside. Big rush. Just gets that one off and gets dumped after the play, and that'll be let roll at the 25. It's picked up. It's going to be Kendall Wright on the late pick, and he's going to take advantage of it. Up to midfield, and the kicker's got to make the tackle and does. All the way down to the 38-yard line, and that was a second decision. Justin Tremble, the kicker, on a 41-yard punt, but a 37-yard return on a late decision.
Well, we've already talked about Kendall Wright, a young guy. Told us he grew up on a farm in Sulphur Spring, Texas. Told us he was going to do something special tonight to give us something to talk about. But this guy's a track performer, conference champ in track. Big play right there for Northwest Missouri.
Boy, that is a big punt return. Wright averages about 10 yards per return. That time he is going to give his team great field position as they will start in Laker territory. First down and 10. Again, out of the backfield, Omon, and you know that the linebackers and probably a couple of tight ends have got him lined up for this game just to not let him get loose. Tackle made after a yard loss. So a second down and 11. Omon, the only college player ever who's had 1,500-yard rushing games, 4 consecutive 1,500-yard rushing seasons for 4 years. No one in college football at any level has ever done that. It is a second down and 11. Check looking. That'll be taken over to the right side, not far, as Osborne handed that one off, and looks like there's going to be another loss of about a yard.
You know, one thing, being down on the field, Gary, you might have heard me in the open. I locked up a little bit. It's hard to communicate as cold as it is. And you watch these quarterbacks, a lot of communication at the line of scrimmage trying to call that cadence out. It's not easy to communicate on a night like this. So that'll be interesting to watch. It is tough down there, man.
Both of these teams are going to be battling the weather in this one, going into that wind with the wind chill that's probably about near zero right now. Osborne back in the pocket, throws that one to no man's land. It'll be incomplete. Kendall Wright is the intended receiver coming across the middle. And you wonder, Coach, whether the receivers on both sides, as tough as they are, on a night like this, you know if you catch that thing and get hit, it is really going to hurt because your body is so frozen.
There's no question about that. And usually on a windy night like this, the kicking game probably is the thing that is affected the most.
Michael Stadler's going to kick into this wind. He averages 41 yards a kick. You'd love that one to take a hop his way, and it's going to. That one is going to be downed inside the 10-yard line at the 7. A 34-yard punt. Great field position. Effective. The semifinal matchup, Division II, Grand Valley State, Northwest Missouri State. A good kick. That's how you got to keep warm here tonight. Try and breathe in your own air, but you'll have frosty lips and a nose to go with it as the bundled up mass here tonight, and a great football matchup. The two teams who have met in the Division II championship the last 2 years. The defending champion Grand Valley State with the football looking to get a little room here. That will be brought up to about the 10-yard line. Berzak on the carry, and former Bearcat and New York Giants D line Dave Tollefson, the defense.
First up is my specialty, the D-line. It's led by senior Dallas Flynn, a.k.a. D-Lo. Linebacker Jared the Quiet Storm Erspalmer is the team's leading tackler and reigning Conference Defensive Player of the Year. And in the secondary, we put the lockdown on any receiver Grand Valley can put on the field. This is it, fellas. We got to get him. Go Cats.
Gonna bring up a second down and 7. Again, these calls coming in from the sideline and then relayed as back inside the 5. Quick little bubble to the near side to the 15, and that will be taken to the 20, 25, 30, and down to the 35-yard line. Brandon Horn, who is their leading receiver, that is his 49th reception on the year, 24 yards.
Yeah, Grand Valley always a big screen team out of this spread, and Brandon Horn, a young guy transfer from Northwestern at about 215 pounds, but screen pass is always a big part, particularly on a night like this, Gary, when it's really difficult to throw the football down the field with much accuracy.
The problem for the defense here, one of them when you're playing against Grand Valley, is you've got to get set in a hurry. Because Grand Valley will come out and run the football against you quickly, especially if you're not sent. And they go with this spread. 3 receivers to the left side. That'll be into the flats, caught at the 35-yard line, and a gain up to the 40. They're using all kinds of receivers as they normally do. That's going to be a 6-yard gain as Blake Smolin came out of the backfield and got that one. Smolin with a good catch, and I'll tell you one thing, Coach, I'm mighty happy that we're up here in shirt sleeves and not down on the field where the players are.
I admit I've gotten a little soft since I've moved out to Phoenix, but it is brutal down there on that field. And I'm sincere, my lips locked up as I was trying to do that open a couple times. So I know how difficult it is for these quarterbacks trying to call these signals out at the line of scrimmage now.
It is a 2nd down and 5, and a delayed handoff, and it's still going to be good enough for the 1st down and up to midfield. There is James Barazek. He is the conference freshman of the year. The only reason he got to play was an injury early on, and what a year he's had. 10-yard gain.
You were right, Gary, and a true freshman tailback. Not real big, but I think really fast. You know, he's had 4 100-yard games this year. Coaches say he is fearless.
Averages over 7 yards a carry, 81 yards a game, 7.7 yards per attempt. And again, it's moving the football around as Grand Valley's got a lot of people involved in this, receivers and runners, who will handle the football in the course of the game. And Brad Ichek, the quarterback, great job of spreading it out. Again, Barazek will carry. Midfield trying to turn the corner, and he does. Stays on his feet. 1st down and inside the 40-yard line. And the way he runs, you wouldn't know he was 5'11" and 190, a 13-yard gain.
Yeah, you see the quickness by Barazek right there. You also see the one problem he's had, Gary, and that is a tendency to fumble and put that football on the ground, which is not uncommon for a young running back like that, but he has already become a fan favorite at Grand Valley.
And you can see why. Grand Valley moving now. This is a team that gets a lot of big plays. They've had 68 plays that have been good for 20 yards or more. They average 40 points a game, 10th best among Division II. And it is a 1st down and a 10 with the ball inside the 40-yard line at the 39. Out of the gun again. Ichek looking over the middle, incomplete. Should have been caught by Blake Smolin, and he would have had some gain on that. There is a penalty flag down.
Sideline warning on the offense. That is their first warning.
That's 2 sideline warnings tonight already. But how about Chuck Martin? Was the defensive coordinator under Brian Kelly, who left for Cincinnati, took over as the head coach. I mean, they've won 40 straight games. Big key for him, to be honest, maintaining what Brian Kelly started. But how about pretty good job maintaining with 40 straight wins and 2 national championships.
That is an amazing number for Grand Valley State to come in with that Division II record of 40 consecutive wins. Obviously trying to get a point across here. Blake Smolin, he wanted him over there to talk to him, and Brad Ichek, the quarterback, as he came out on, you saw him come out on the field to do that, and Smolin goes to the sideline. It is a 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Ichek, 3 receivers right side, the little flip under. That'll be brought up to the 35 and to the 34-yard line, and that is Preston Garris, who is getting some early action out of that backfield.
If you watch Chuck Martin on that sidelines, Gary, chewing on that official pretty good, but 12 years on defense. He becomes the head coach. All of a sudden, he became the offensive coordinator his first year and called the plays. He's signaling the plays in, but actually the offensive coordinator, Todd Colster, up in the box, is calling the play. So he's actually just signaling them into the quarterback.
Grand Valley, the defending champion in Division II, with a 3rd down and 5. They are 50% on the season in converting 3rd down opportunities. And again, they're going to go underneath. And that will be close to the 1st down. The 2nd effort may be good for another yard, but not enough. Preston Garris again on the carry, and he is going to be shy by a long yard, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and let's call it 2. One of the things both of these teams have to adjust to is a close game. These teams are so used to running away from the opponents early on in the game.
Yeah, great point. The other thing, they don't kick field goals now. I mean, Northwest Missouri only 8 field goal attempts all year. Grand Valley only 11 field goal attempts all year. I mean, these teams are all about touchdowns. So going for it on 4th down, I think that's a no-brainer.
And that's exactly what it looked like they were going to do, but they want to talk about it, so we'll use the timeout. We'll see whether or not Grand Valley State goes after that 1st down on a 4th and a long 2.
The NCAA Division II Football Championship is presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. And in part by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
That is the Kissing Bridge, Northwest Missouri State. You notice there's nobody out there right now? If you kiss tonight, it's going to last for a long time.
Yeah, you might lock up for a long time.
4th down and a long 2. They are 3 for 12 in 4th down conversions this season. Grand Valley looking for it. They're going to go to the air to get it. He may have to run it. Coming to the near side. Going to tuck it. That's going to be a 1st down out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Brad Ichek on the carry. Stan Verrett, 30-30.
Gary, funny that a big run should bring us to the Sports Center at 30 update, especially one by a quarterback. Florida's Tim Tebow is the Heisman Trophy winner. He accounted for 51 touchdowns this season, threw for 29 and ran for 22. First player with 20 and more in each category. Arkansas's Darren McFadden was 2nd, followed by Hawaii's Cole Brennan and Missouri's Chase Daniel. More on Sports Center over on ESPN after Bowl Mania.
The Division II semifinal. Valdosta State is already going, and a flag is down again, and it's another one on the near sideline as the bench players were too close to the field.
Sideline warning on their defense. That's their 2nd sideline warning.
Okay. How about 3 or 4? Mel Churchma, 21 playoff wins, looking for another.
Amazing. Started out 0-11 his first year here, I believe, back in 1994. In the last 13 years, he's only lost 26 games here at Northwest Missouri.
A 1st down and 10 as Grand Valley working the football on this drive. Ichek, great protection for him. Had a man open and gets him to the 10-yard line, and that will be a 1st down inside the 10. Antoine Trent, his 30th reception of the year for 15 yards.
First of all, Grand Valley has only given up 10 sacks all season, so excellent pass protection. Ichek steps up and delivers the football. The football hung in the wind a little bit right here. Ooh, great break by Termini. But Antoine Trent with the reception.
And now the first down and goal for either team as it is inside the 10-yard line. Ichek looking in the red zone. They are 49 for 64 with 44 touchdowns. That wide set, 5 receivers. Ichek in the pocket, steps up. Can't find anybody. Linebacker moves up. That is going to be incomplete. Down at about the 3-yard line. Great coverage of the secondary as John Matthews was the intended. Ryan Jones, they're working on a new starter, number 3.
Exactly right. Brandon Clayton is out, the starting corner for Northwest Missouri, but Ichek, an interesting guy, a local player, went to Granville High School right there in Grand Rapids, stayed home, came over to Grand Valley State, went to high school only 10 minutes away from the Grand Valley campus.
He is 2nd in Division II in passing efficiency, 2nd. He doesn't miss many. This is going to be the 12th play of this drive. It started at their own 7-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Rolling to the near side. Great coverage again. Going to get pressure. Gets rid of it. It is incomplete. He had a receiver, but he had to get rid of it. John Matthews really covered. Termini again on the coverage. Red zone opportunities for both of these teams, as you would expect, lots of them, because both have great offenses, and they're good enough to convert. There's what they've done inside the 20.
Yeah, and how about that touchdown to field goal ratio? But yeah, when you average 40 points a game, you're going to have a lot of opportunities inside that red zone. But you look at Chuck Martin over there, the X and O's in this football game, Gary, are the same as you're going to see in any bowl game, whether it's the Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, or any of them. It's big-time X and O's and strategy in this game.
Third down and goal into the end zone, and that is incomplete. And this secondary of Northwest Missouri, outstanding on these plays that started at the 9-yard line, and now it'll bring up a 4th down. The third straight incomplete pass thrown by Brad Ichek with the second best passing efficiency in Division II. Now an interesting situation. The kicker normally used by Grand Valley's not kicking. He has not done a good job. So Justin Trimble, who's had only one chance at a field goal on November 10 and is 0 for 1. He had a 27-yarder he missed. He's got a 27-yarder for his second chance. Snap is good. The kick is up. It is plenty long, and it is good.
Well, he should have just had more chances. That's all.
He's 500 now, and kicking's going to matter in this game. And that's not usually true for either of these teams. It results in a 27-yard field goal. He considers that his lucky distance now. Justin Trumbull with a field goal, a 27-yarder, 14 plays, 83 yards for Grand Valley. A great drive all the way back in their own 7 when they started it. But on the other side of that, a great stand on the 1st and goal from the 9 where they could not get it in. So they end up with just 3. Nothing has changed in the weather. The freezing rain is still coming down. Gord Cotter will put that up in the air. It'll be handled at the 10-yard line by Sheldon Cook. Cook gets a pretty good blocking group over there. He'll be taken out of bounds near the 16-yard line for the 1st and 10. The NCAA Division II Football Championship concludes on ESPN2 HD. It'll be on December 15. Our game coverage at 12 noon, and for a preview of every NCAA National Championship, including the 07 Division II football game, go to ncaasports.com. It is the official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. They see green. They breathe green here. Northwest Missouri State. They've got the football on the 1st down and 10. Joel Osborne will keep 2 in the backfield here. Number 2, Xavier Omon, their big runner. They flip it off to the near side. Pinned in, and that's going to be for a loss. Back to about the 23-yard line that time. Mike Peterson.
You know, it's really interesting how the home field is determined who gets the home field as we look at this little bubble screen out here. But you look at Grand Valley, back-to-back national championships, undefeated this year. But Northwest Missouri, because of the formula, gets the home field even though they have a loss this season.
A lot to do with the opponents that were played. Little draw coming back against Omon. Omon, boy, is he finding it tough. And this defense of Grand Valley rising to the occasion. Danny Richard moved in and put the hit on as Xavier Omon just does not have any running room.
You would think on paper what a huge advantage for the Bearcats to be playing at home. I mean, 16 straight home wins. They outscore opponents 50-19 at home. Haven't lost since October of 05. So a big advantage for Northwest Missouri, you would think.
Omon in the backfield, 3rd down and 12, long yardage. Oswald looking over the middle, and that's going to be completed. 40-yard line, 1st down, midfield, breaks it, and will take it all the way down inside the 35. Mike Peterson, 33 receptions coming into the game. Anthony Adams denied the touchdown after a 41-yard gain.
And Gary, I think Mike Peterson is an NFL prospect as a tight end. He's 6'3", 250 pounds, and you can see he is athletic. I think he's one of the best tight ends in the country. Big 1st down right there on 3rd down.
A big gain. They convert, and convert big time. There is Peterson out of Atlantic, Iowa. 1st team in the conference. This team's got about 10 of those 1st-team players. This one will be taken through the middle. Omon's got a little room this time. Another 1st down inside the 20. A 15-yard gain, Xavier Omon.
And you're going to watch Mike Peterson lines up in the slot right here, and then is the lead blocker. But in quite honesty, it was just Omon in his north-south style. We see him get started tonight, Gary, really for the 1st time, showing some explosiveness.
Do not take your eye off Omon, or you will be in real trouble. as you saw right there. Look at those incredible numbers that Xavier Omon has put up. Ran for a school record 309 yards and 3 touchdowns against Chadron State last week. Little flip pass. It's been read. Nowhere to go, and there'll be a big loss. Back to the 25-yard line. Omon again. This time, though, it's a loss of 6. Danny Richard on the tackle.
And I watch Omon. I don't think Omon has great speed. They say he's 220 pounds. They say he's run a 4.59 40. But what I think he does have is great durability. I mean, there's no question this guy is a workhorse right now. Every NFL team, with the exception of the Cincinnati Bengals, have been in here to take a look at Omon and some of his teammates.
312 carries coming into this game. Second on the team with carries, 57 Sheldon Cook. Omon again, and again the defense rises to the occasion. 25-yard line. Danny Richard is keying on him, their defensive end. Richard, number 45, has been involved in almost every tackle. Dan Skuda as well.
How about Omon, though? 4 straight seasons, Gary, of over 1,500 yards. That's a heck of a career now.
No other player has ever done that at any level. And Omon starting to pick it up here, as this will be a 3rd down and long yardage. Ball at the 25-yard line. Osborne in the pocket, over the middle, completed, 15, and there, driven out of bounds, is Kendall Wright. Well shy of the 1st down, even though he gets an 11-yard gain. Joel Osborne described at quarterback by the coaching staff as a winner. That's why he is out there in the role that Josh Matthews was supposed to fill this season, a quarterback who is coming back. Quarterback, Matthews' dad had been a quarterback here. He had a concussion early. They doubled quarterback for a while, and then the fact of the matter is Osborne just won the job.
Yeah, and Matthews had led him to 14 wins last year, but Joe Osborne just beat him out.
There is Tommy Freebert's kick. It is up and no good. We told you the kicking's going to matter in this game more maybe than even we thought, as he is now 5 for 9. That one hit the upright, and so it will remain a 3-0 lead. Freebert's kick up and missed by just that much. Catch the championship game of the NCAA Division III football on ESPN Saturday afternoon. It'll be Mount Union taking on Wisconsin Whitewater in the Alonzo Amos Stag Bowl. The NCAA Division III football championship presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. That's coming up Saturday at 4 Eastern Time. Boy, these defenses, both sides, are rising to the occasion against very good offensive teams. I check back out there, 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line. 5 receivers, again, that little bubble screen. It is caught. Horn trying to get free, does, and will move it up to the 25-yard line. Brandon Horn.
And Gary, I think you bring up really an excellent point when you talk about these defenses playing well. And I think when you get familiar on defense, when you see the same things over and over, I think the fact that these teams have played each other so much probably helps the defense a little more than the offense. Plus this ice and wind blowing around probably helps a little bit too now.
It's tough. And that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. Here in our semifinal game, the winner moves on to the Division II championship. 1 field goal between them in 2 great offenses. Grand Valley State up 3-0. Well, the Bearcats outgained the Lakers 120 to 195 in yardage, but the Trumbull converted field goal, well, that was enough. And 1 chance on the other side missed. We go to the 2nd quarter, as it's Grand Valley, the defending Division II champions, Northwest Missouri State. And that's going to be carried straight ahead, or at least trying. That is Preston Garris again, and a wall of green in on the tackle.
Gary, you and I both noticed you have to really be impressed with this community here at Maryville.
Yeah.
Showing up, supporting this team. I mean, it really is a big-time atmosphere for college football.
They love their college football, and to come out in this kind of weather as they have in numbers tells you just how much they love it. It'll be a 3rd down. Blake Smolin is going to be the man in the backfield. Brad Ichek looking over to the sideline. Keep in mind, in the last 2 years, these two teams have met in the final of Division II, and Grand Valley won both times. Ichek back, way back, throws over the middle, completed, not enough for a first down, and a good one-on-one tackle as Brandon Horn got the reception, but Tommy Miller moved in on the hit. Where is Maryville, you might ask, because you would like to see? Well, look at here. As we close in, there's a good look at the Northwest Missouri campus. This beautiful country. Driving up here, it's about an hour-and-a-half trip out of Kansas City to get here. And tonight, as was true yesterday, the freezing rain over the 6,500 population has not put any damper on this. A rolling kick that will be picked up, taken to the 50-yard line. That is Kendall Wright on the carry. Boy, he picks up footballs in dangerous situations, but twice tonight he's made the most of it. Termini moved in and put the hit on. Flag down on the play. Looked like it came on the return. It was a 29-yard punt and an 8-yard return.
Face mask on the kicking team, number 44. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's a big ouch.
Good call right there. Obviously, Lance Travis, number 44, a defensive end, got a little bit of that face mask.
Good field position now at the 45-yard line. Northwest Missouri State. Osborne on the handoff. Omon trying to turn it through the blockers. Second and third effort inside the 30-yard line. He is down to the 28. Beatty on the hit.
And how about the move he put on Anthony Adams right there, double A, probably Grand Valley's best defensive player. Saw a little shake right there on a very icy track.
Omon starting to heat this up a little bit now. Omon tonight has runs of 17 and 15 yards as he got 17 on that last one. A first down and 10. Looking on a little hook pattern. That is going to be incomplete on the far side for Kendall Wright. Good coverage over there to knock it away by Bill Brecken.
And how about the job, Gary, Mel Churchma has done here at Northwest Missouri? First season 0-11. Since then, 2 national titles, 9 conference champions. One of the assistant coaches grabbed me yesterday and said, this guy is unbelievable. He actually washes the team's uniforms every Sunday after the game.
Flag called. He came out on the field, shoveled a little snow in order for the team to be able to get some practice in. You see the procedure going against the offense here. Northwest Missouri State, Reed Kirby moving.
You know, and I think the fact that you multitask and do so many things at this level as a head football coach really prepares you. I mean, you take a look. I remember this conversation with Brian Kelly from Cincinnati. At some point at the Division II, you have to wear so many different hats that I think it makes you become a better, more well-rounded football coach.
Second down, long yardage on the break to the 20-yard line. Nobody in front of him. The 10, the 5, and a touchdown. Xavier Omon, 33 yards.
And I talked about things that will make you a pretty good football coach. This guy right here, tailback, will make you a really good football coach. Little surprise, Bill Brecken, the corner, number 29, kind of waited on Xavier right there. But, Garrett, that run said it all right there.
That is going to be his 34th touchdown scored this season. And Northwest Missouri State on top. Ormond now 10 for 84 yards in the passing department. The kick is up, and it is good. Tommy Frevert putting that one through, and the fans here at home with a lot to cheer about. And for Xavier Omon, he continues to close in on the all-time Division II record for yardage gained in a career, and he gets the TD. For Xavier Omon picking up the TD, we were talking about the Division II records. He needs 240 yards today to move into second place all-time in rushing yards in Division II. 256 yards. He will become the conference's all-time rushing king.
And Gary, 17 straight games now with a rushing touchdown.
He is amazing, and you saw the effort that he put out there, and we'll talk about him as we go along because he's a young man who had to grow up in college playing football. He had some problems coming in, was not particularly well received, didn't receive his teammates particularly well. We had a chance to talk with him yesterday. That has all changed. He's got himself on the right road, and you can just tell by the reaction of his teammates that number 2, Xavier Omon, is right now a beloved teammate.
You said it right there. And I think the bottom line with Xavier, when he first came in, he thought he should have been somewhere a little bigger because he thought he was a little better. But over the period of time there, and he said Mel Churchma, the head coach, has taught him to be humble. And that's the single biggest thing.
He's turned into one great football player. Tommy Freebert puts his foot into it. A short kick will be handled at the 16-yard line. Blake Smolin's got this one. Smolin a little room. Zigs and zags, and will get it down to the 35. A little trouble hanging on to the football, but he brings it back in. Smolin averages about 25 yards on the returns, gives his team good field position. So the two offenses have both struggled to try and get points on the board here today, something that normally does not happen. The two defenses have played outstanding football in key situations. Now Brad Ichek will come back out. Grand Valley State under Chuck Martin. They trail. Their fans probably haven't heard that said more than 3 times all year. Total yardage 170 to 99. Northwest Missouri State. The 5 receivers out of the gun and a whistle movement.
Part of the snap, false start on the offense, number 77. 5 yards, still first down.
Gary, something you'll notice with Grand Valley, they are a multiple formation team, and their running backs, you take a look at Garris right here, number 7, also Smolin, number 11, they'll line up at wide receiver just as much as they line up in the backfield. I mean, you look right there, there's Smolin up there. Here's Garris down here at the bottom.
Both running and receiving. Smolin comes back into the backfield now. A first down and 15. Smolin on the carry. And he will bring it up to the 34-yard line. Matt Robertson moved in and put the hit on. That's the man the coach was talking about, number 54 from Iowa State.
Yeah, an interesting story. Would have been the defensive captain at Iowa State, but actually failed a drug test, a Big 12 drug test, had a supplement that he really bought over the counter, lost a year of eligibility, ends up here at Northwest Missouri, and they said that kid has been a pleasure to be around.
He actually thanked the team for accepting him after he got here and started playing. Brings up a second down and 11. They back up 4 on the rush. Ichek gets turned into the middle. Receivers came back to help, and it'll be a bit of a gain and a good play. Blake Smolin saw his quarterback in trouble, so he turned back, and they will get a 5-yard gain.
I'll tell you, the thing I've been impressed with Brad Ichek, Gary, is, you know, more of a passer than a runner, but he has really good quickness. That's about as hard a throw as you can make. Maybe in some ways an ill-advised throw, but he has really good quickness. You see Smolin coming back for that football right there.
His passing efficiency at 177, as we told you, second best in Division II. Averages 214 yards in the air per game. 0 for 4 in third down conversions so far.
And probably the best thing Ichek does is throw off the scramble.
Wide open midfield and into Laker territory. That is Preston Garris. And he had all kinds of room. Matt Robertson able to ride him out of bounds, but a 19-yard gain.
And Preston Garris that time lined up in the backfield, and they're just going to turn him loose. This was a broken coverage by Northwest Missouri right here.
He only had 14 receptions coming into the game. Picks up a big one there, and there's their first conversion of a third down. Berzek comes in, the freshman, the lone setback. There he is. Berzek's got it. And he tries to turn the corner and will get about 3 yards on that as Ryan Jones put the hit on. In both of these teams' cases with the running backs, you can see how confident they are in their offensive line because all the running backs, coach, hesitate. They wait for the hole.
And what you see, Gary, is a lot of misdirection or counter action where they on a rack play. The other thing I notice is really excellent quickness for particularly Berzek, Jimmy Berzek, the freshman number 21.
Berzek in and out of the lineup. They move him to a receiver position. 2nd down and 6. Preston Garris now, number 7 in the backfield. High check back, looking wide open. Down to the 30. That's going to be enough for a first down. And that is Blake Smolin again on the reception as he moved from running back. Gets 11 as a receiver.
Yes, Smolin averages 71 yards a game rushing, has 26 catches on the season, leads the team in all-purpose yards with 119, also a kickoff return man.
Grand Valley State on the move here as they follow behind in this game 7-3. They are the defending champion, ranked number 1 in Division II against number 5 Northwest Missouri. Berzek comes back into the backfield. A receiver on each side, 1st and 10, and another whistle before the snap. We have had a few of these.
Part of the snap, false start on the offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty.
Nick McDonald called on that one on the move. Great to have you with us. With Bob Davie, I'm Gary Thorne and our crew here with the semifinal game in Division II. Grand Valley State, the defending champion, and their 40-game win streak on the line against this Northwest Missouri team, which is looking to defeat them in the playoffs for the first time. These teams have met the last 2 years in the final, and Grand Valley's won both of them. Hijack now has completed his last 5 passes. Here he's got a first down long yardage. And they'll hand it off. Berzek, that is covered. He's going nowhere. Flag goes down, however, in the backfield. Evan Wilmus did not miss as he made the tackle. And a holding call coming up. Great penetration made right there as the line got in and there was nowhere to turn, and that's what coach was talking about, trying to run against the flow.
Holding on the offense, number 58. That is declined. 2nd down.
Sam Allen charged with that. That was because of the great pressure being put on by Northwest Missouri State.
And this Grand Valley offensive line, really the strength of this team. I mean, they play 7 offensive linemen, really an experienced group, pretty much a dominant group, particularly number 61 right there. Brandon Barnes, a 4-year starter, Gary, weighs about 330 pounds.
It brings up a long 2nd down. 2nd down and 16. And another whistle before the snap, and again, more motion. And the fans.
False start on the offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Fans may be a part of this here, along with the cold weather. They're making plenty of noise. And obviously some communication problems with the interior line.
Well, you look at this stat right here. I mean, Grand Valley last in their conference in penalties. That may be the most overrated stat in college football, though, is penalty yardage. I've seen some of the worst teams be the least penalized teams. So there's a lot of correlation, honestly, between penalty yards and won-loss records.
It is a 2nd down and 21. Northwest Missouri being held by the penalties. Rolling out Ichek, looking downfield in the middle. Caught. 20. Going to be enough for a first down. It is a big play to Antoine Trent. his second big reception of the game, and they got the first down. They needed 21. They got 23.
I'm really impressed with Brad Ichek and how he throws on the run. Watch the protection. They all just slide, and then he rolls out. Really hard to pressure with that kind of protection, and he does an excellent job. I think the best thing he does is throw on the run. I mean, that was a great throw right there to Antoine Trent.
This game is picking up right where these two teams have left off each of the last 2 years, as the scores have been 21-17 and 17-4 the last 2 seasons in the championship game. Grand Valley winning both. Looking to go straight ahead, 10-yard line and down to the 9. Barazek, that freshman, running hard again, and moves himself inside the 10.
Gary, you talked earlier how they follow those linemen. I want to show you what they do. Watch the big right guard right here. Watch him pull around. They run a lot of little wrap plays. 78 Joel Walschlager, a transfer from Northwestern. But you're going to see a lot of those plays. It's almost kind of a delayed wrap play.
Bresik's got 6 for 32 yards here in this game on the carries. It is a second down and 5. And the way he's running, he's going to get the football. Billy Eisenhart has come out of there at the center position, and a timeout is going to be taken by Grand Valley State, as they had to get a new center in there and wanted to check on the calls. Chuck Martin's club is moving. Boy, you don't want to lose your center as Eisenhart limps off. He is the starting center.
The NCAA Division II Football Championship, presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, is brought to you by Verizon Wireless and Philips Norelco. Philips, sense and simplicity.
That's a bell tower, the gift of the class of 48, in memory of all of the student bodies that have been here. It's rung for important occasions like victories by the football team. 7-3, temperature, wind chill 4, wind blowing. They're blowing into the wind right now, and successfully so. Brad Ichek, this is going to be a second down. The first down marker is at about the 5-yard line. They've got a second down and a long 4 or shorter 5, and another flag and another motion.
And a lot of fans watching this game see these penalties, Gary. But I'm going to tell you, from being down on that field and in these conditions with that ice, see the ice up in Chuck Martin's hair right there. The ice and the wind are leading to these communication problems for these two teams tonight.
That is the 6th 5-yard penalty Grand Valley State has picked up, and that's a big one. Moves them back to the original line of scrimmage here at the 15-yard line, as they've got 6 for 30. Northwest Missouri doing much better in that department. You can see that freezing rain, sleet coming down, and the wind blowing into the face right now of the offense of Grand Valley. Out of that gun, Ichek looking. He's got a lot of room. Tucks it, and then throws it incomplete at the 5-yard line. He tried to fake the run, even though he had a lot of room. He still wanted to get rid of it to Mike Coster, a wide receiver, but it will go incomplete. And the Northwest Missouri bench and players have continually been looking at the crowd going, keep it up, keep it up, each time there's a penalty.
I'm impressed with these two teams. I am really impressed as well with the crowd, Gary. I mean, this is a great atmosphere in here.
Got to jump to stay warm. Those kids who are out there bare-chested. We're going to call your parents and get you home and get some help for you. All right, it is a third down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Ichek, Grand Valley, looking into the corner, wanted to go, couldn't get open, still being held in the pocket, over the middle, receiver fell down in the end zone and did not catch it. Incomplete on this very slippery carpet. The receiver fell in the end zone just before the ball got there. Blake Smolin, number 11.
Yeah, Gary, you're exactly right. Blake Smolin's trying to come back to that football. He's being held a little bit right there by number 7, Justin Welsh, but he slipped, and then Miles Burnside's almost intercepted that football.
Boy, these two teams are doing a job when they get into the red zone defensively. So another field goal attempt. This one's going to be for 32 yards. Justin Tremble has already kicked one of 27. Trimble into the wind again, so none of this is easy when you're kicking this way. Trimble, in his third attempt of the year, gets the foot into it, gets the distance, and puts it home. Justin Trimble.
Coach, why didn't you let me kick earlier in the season, Coach
I told
Martin?
you all year I know how to kick the football, so long as it's a wind chill of 4 and the wind's in my face and
cold
it's
weather
freezing
kicker,
rain.
right?
Yeah. We welcome you back. NCAA Division II football semifinal presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Gary Thorne, Bob Davie, and when I say our great crew, put that in capital letters. You talk about some people who are working their butts off in this game. Our people who are outdoors trying to run cameras that are getting sleet and rain freezing on the lenses as well as on them, providing you with these great shots.
I've got a whole new respect for these guys behind those cameras.
That light under there is trying to melt the ice that keeps forming on the bottom of the camera. The Green Bay Packers home at Lambeau in another great winter event. Great game underway as expected between these two outstanding football teams. The kick by Todd Carter is going to be very short. It'll be taken at the 30-yard line, and what a hit. If he wasn't warmed up before that, he is now. Josh Gannon, who is a tight end, ended up receiving that, and he's walking off the field miraculously.
Yeah, this is a great look.
What saved Gannon was the fact he's 6'2", 240 pounds. It is a first down at 10, Northwest Missouri State. They've got the 7-6 lead, second quarter. Valdosta's already won their game against California, PA. They're moving into the championship game next week against the winner of this one. Omon trying to find some room again, gets taken down, and that's going to be for a loss as Anthony Adams, the man who likes to call himself Anthony Stark, who's a comic book character, an Iron Man in the comic book features, and he said that was my hero when I was growing up. So Anthony Adams says, I am Anthony Stark, man of iron.
Well, he is their #1 tackler and plays with great passion, so whatever it takes to get you going.
48 solo tackles coming in to lead the team in that department. A second down and 11. They look, again, that little screen back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. Sure have to be impressed with the two defenses and the way they've worked in this game. Kendall Wright getting up.
And perfect timing because double A right here. Watch him smell out this screen and then rally to the football. Great job right there of keeping his feet. The lineman was trying to chop him and then just running out there and making a play for double A.
That brings it back to the original line of scrimmage and brings up a third down. A third down and 10. Two receivers sent to the near side. They bring Quad in motion, number 10, to the slot. Back is Osborne, and down he goes. Just the 11th sack allowed this season. And that is Ryan Gadosh, the senior, making the hit.
And I go back to what the offensive coordinator, Adam Durrell, told me about Ryan Gadosh, talking about the opponent defensive lineman Gadosh. He said he is the best defensive lineman in the country, but he doesn't get as much publicity as some of the other Grand Valley players.
Michael Stadler, the kick. Boy, he just got that one off. It will bounce inside the 30-yard line all the way down to the 25-yard line. Stadler, who averages 41 a kick, certainly gets the bounce on that one. A 49-yard punt for the Bearcats kicker. Our semifinal with Northwest Missouri 7, Grand Valley 6. Let's take a look at the Coke Zero game track. Merry Christmas.
I was trying to read that right there, exactly what that message was.
I check at Oman. The penalties have piled up and hurt Grand Valley. Grand Valley's got the football, a first down and 10. 4:30 to go. Missed tackle. Missed tackle. Not that time. Driven out of bounds. That is James Barazik. Boy, does he stay up. Terry Bilbo finally able to get to him.
And boy, he has some speed, doesn't he? You take a look at Barazic. But you know what jumps out at me is just how many different paths and different stories guys have to get to this level here at Division II. You know, you have some Division I transfers. You have some guys that this was their only opportunity. You have a guy like Jimmy Barazic over there who stayed at home and went to Grand Valley. Just a lot of different paths to get your roster and your football team together on this Division II level.
Loss of 3 on that last carry. Will bring up the second down and a 13. High check looking over the middle. That is caught to the 40, and that'll be carried up to midfield. What a fifth effort by Scott Glasgow, the 28-year-old tight end who spent 4 years in the Air Force and some more time as a wine vintner and now in college playing football.
Well, you go look at Glasgow right here. I mean, he's 260 pounds, has great hands. You mentioned 28 years old, all those things. I know what really got your attention.
Yeah,
that wine taster.
He managed a vineyard. Mercy.
How about that?
He gets 28 yards, just right for his age on that last reception.
Actually went to the Air Force, spent time in the Air Force.
He was an F1 mechanic. That'll be incomplete. That one just got away from Brad Ichek. He had Antoine Trent on the near side, but it's going to be incomplete. 28 years old, decided to go back to college. It's, you know, you've got some talent when you're at Shepherd Air Force Base and you're working with the crews of the F1 and you're the mechanic, one of the mechanics.
I'll tell you, look at the size difference between he and some of those other mechanics. But, you know, I talked a minute ago about all the different paths to get here. You see Scott and his mom, but that's another story right there. A 28-year-old Air Force guy now playing tight end at Division II. A lot of opportunities out there for guys.
Ball at midfield, second down and 10. I check back, good protection again up near the first down marker, and that will be taken out of bounds. That is completed to John Matthews, a tight end. 21 receptions on the season, 9 yards on that one.
And it really is amazing, Gary, how they manage these scholarships. You know, they have 36 scholarships, as you see right there. And what they do is they take the total amount of that money and they divide it up to as many players as they can. Really, nobody gets a full scholarship. So they try to use that money and just divide it up and get their entire football team together.
Third down, short yardage. I check again, looking over to the sideline. Grand Valley moving the football, but they need a first down here as they're way out of any chance at a field goal. They're going to go into the air. They've got it on the turn in. That'll be completed. Breaks away. Really gets ladled at the 31-yard line as Brandon Horn came away with a reception and a first down. And let's check in with Stan Barrett.
All right, Gary, coming up at the half, Tim Tebow makes Heisman history. He's the first sophomore ever to win the award. We're going to hear from Tebow after his big win this evening, and some fantastic finishes from college basketball. Lots of ranked teams in action. We'll check out the highlights. I got 72 degrees here in the studio, guys. What do you have out there?
Hey, Stan, you want no part of this. From New Orleans, Louisiana, you could not hang at all in this stadium night. Just stay back here in that studio.
That's to the 25-yard line. That is Preston Garris again. No surprise today at the Heisman Award going to Tim Tebow, and congratulations to him. He was clearly the leading candidate in that, and came away with a great trophy to take home, and now is going to have a chance to win it again.
Well, how about that? The touchdown statistic is unbelievable. And he did it in a conference where defensively, they don't try to tackle you. They try to hurt you.
Go right through
Southeastern Conference now, so that's even more impressive. How impressive is that right there? I don't know if impressive is the right word, right?
Grand Valley's on the drive. They've got a second down at 6. Hand off again, going through the middle. Garris on the carry. These running backs for both teams have made second and third efforts. He's not going to have enough for the first down. We'll pick up about 4 on that, and we'll get another big third down as Tyler Roach came over to make the hit on him.
And you really see the depth and versatility of Grand Valley. They do a great job taking players, making them versatile, and giving them a lot of touches in a lot of different ways. As you look at Smolin, he's lined up now out at wide receiver, number 11.
They are 2 for 7. 2 for 7 in third down conversions. They've got one here. This is a third down and 3. This is where the defense of Northwest Missouri has risen to the occasion. In the pocket, throwing one alley-oop into the end zone. It's going to be incomplete and almost intercepted. As Chris LaFleur, number 1, almost hauled that one in. He and Miles Burnside both on Brandon Horn.
Yeah, you said it, Gary. Brandon Horn is going to get sandwiched down the field, and Miles Burnside is going to come in right there and knock Chris LaFleur off. Chris LaFleur, a transfer from Nebraska, who is a walk-on in Nebraska, now playing at the Division II level.
Another big 4th down decision to be made here. Grand Valley State trailing 7-6. It is a 4th down, too far for the field goal, so they're going to go for it. So a 4th down and a long 3. Back in the pocket, eye check protected. Looking on the comeback at the 1st down marker is just going to have enough, I think, for the 1st down. John Matthews went to the 1st down marker and turned back to get it.
Yeah, Gary, I think he just barely crossed that line. And I think it will be a 1st down.
They don't have the yellow line that we have the advantage of, but you see the football's halfway across it. Pass was actually a little short, Coach, and almost took him back inside that line. They got it. It is a 1st down. Grand Valley State trying to get this lead back. 4th down conversions, you see, 3 for 12. Another misleading statistic because they scored so many points it didn't matter.
Exactly.
Remember that Northwest Missouri is 11-1. Grand Valley State has not lost. They're 12-0 and on a 40-game win streak. Grand Valley State is trailing here, and a timeout is going to be taken with 1:45 left to go.
Play is under video review.
Oh, the timeout is for the review. Now, normally in Division II, you do not have a replay official. For these playoff games, though, a replay official is here.
There's actually a Big Ten review official here, and they're going to question this spot, I believe. It's not about possession. It'll be about the spot, but I think that will remain a 1st down.
That's close, huh?
I think it's close, but I don't think it's indisputable evidence to overturn that. I think it'll remain 1st down for Grand Valley.
Obviously a big call for these two teams that know the game is going to be very close. You take every opportunity. The replay official could call down at any time and ask for the game to be halted for a further review. They will review all plays that are made here in this game, and each coach has one challenge to use during the game if they so desire.
Take a look at Mel Churchma over there. How rewarding it has to be for him, Gary, to come here and really build this program. We talked about 0-11 his first year in '94, and has just done a remarkable job. You know, he was president of the American Football Coaches Association. As we take a look at this replay
After video
decision.
review, the play stands as called.
And that was not a challenge. That was the replay official who called it. So each team has their challenge left.
And the Northwest student body gets their first chance to boo the replay system here because it's the first time they've had it.
So there you see the numbers you were talking about, Coach.
That's a great stat. The difference, he has had to build this program. Chuck Martin on the other side really has had to maintain the Grand Valley program, but both of them have done outstanding jobs.
1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Grand Valley State's got timeouts left. One timeout for them. They're trying to get this lead back. Eye check. Lobs that one wide open inside the 10. Touchdown! James Barazek, the freshman. And Grand Valley State goes back on top on a 20-yard touchdown pass. That is the first receiving touchdown that Barazek has had in his career. He's a freshman.
They just turned him flat loose. Number 22, Ike Urameka, came on the blitz, and Barazek coming out of the backfield was just wide open. A couple of coverages broken tonight on running backs coming out of the backfield against Northwest.
Justin Tremble puts that one up, and it is good. 20 yards for the TD on a drive that took 10 plays and covered 75 yards. Eye check on the celebration as he put that one home for the touchdown, his 30th TD pass of the year.
Of fencing and 3 years of law school teach you a lot. For him, it's confidence. For me, it's pride. Go to ncaastudent.org to find out how your child could become one of the many student athletes who go pro in something other than sports.
The Division II student athlete experience emphasizes academic and athletic excellence. From Olympic-style sports festival championships to community-focused partnerships, Division II schools are moving forward with a new attitude. Learning, service, passion, sportsmanship, resourcefulness, and balance. These are the attributes of student athletes, coaches, administrators, and alumni and fans who say with pride, I chose Division II.
Late score first half, 13-7, Grand Valley State TD.
You take a look at Ike Uramaka right here. He's going to come on the blitz kind of delayed, but they're going to turn Barazek loose down the sideline. I think miscommunication right here. See 22 kind of coming late like he's confused right there, but that's the second time tonight, Gary, we have seen Northwest turn a running back loose. They turned Preston Garris loose a little bit earlier in the second quarter.
Well, Grand Valley putting a receiver out there, as we said, who hadn't caught a touchdown pass this year, so you're inclined not to be particularly watching him in that situation, and as a result, they convert it. This one a good kick into the wind. That'll be handled at the 14-yard line. Oh, mercy! If we had some shots, the 27-yard line, Sheldon Cook. Not only did he take the hit, he tried to continue to run.
John Matthews, the tight end, an excellent receiver, shows he's also a physical guy right there.
These two teams continue to put it on. And I mean, this is one of those football nights you won't forget if you're here and playing. Freezing cold, freezing rain, wind chill down near zero, wind blowing in your face, and a tough football game with two great teams. There's the pitch, Omon making the turn, 30, and driven out of bounds at the 33-yard line by Gadish again.
See the quickness again of Omon. Kirk Carruth, the linebacker, had an opportunity right there, but really a great effort again by Ryan Gadish, the nose tackle, to track him down out there.
88 yards, 12 carries, and a TD for Omon. That's a full day, but he's had trouble finding room, believe it or not. Over the middle, caught at midfield. That'll be taken down to the 42-yard line. Kendall Wright. He's over 50 receptions on the year, and they're hurrying it up.
And really, he was open, but an excellent catch. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him right there. Actually, really a pretty good throw. But Kendall Wright having a big night, Gary, like he told us he was going to do yesterday.
3 timeouts remain for Northwest Missouri. Looking again, Osborne, and that's going to be incomplete. That'll stop the clock. Didn't have anybody open. Omon was the safety receiver. Couldn't hang on to that. They're trying to get into field goal range, obviously.
And again, Ryan Gadish, the nose guard. Let me see where he is. He's right here behind this umpire. He is going to sniff this screen out right here. Watch him.
Number 75.
Getting held right there by 75. Tom Pestock. I think they called that.
They did.
They did call that? Yeah, that was holding on Gadish.
That is a big call. It moves it all the way back into Northwest Missouri territory, into the 48-yard line. So it is still a first down, but now they're going to have to go for the longer play with 49 seconds. Plenty of time left to go, and they've got their timeouts remaining. The Grand Valley on top, 13-7 over the middle. Fine catch on the extension back to the original line of scrimmage. That one was put up in the air.
That was a great catch by number 88, particularly under the conditions out here tonight. Caleb Obert, a wide receiver out of Bethany, Missouri.
his first catch. He has not been on the field, and they will use one of the timeouts here. 26 yards. A coverage of college football on ESPN2 will continue Friday night. Delaware takes on Appalachian State. This is the final game of the NCAA Division I Championship. NCAA Division I Football Championship presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. It's Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
And it's amazing how you see so many spread offenses around the country. I don't know, I've watched a little bit of that Appalachian State game last night. Spread offense. Grand Valley State here tonight. That is certainly in vogue. Some of these shots of these fans, it's just remarkable.
Someday, one of these times, we're going to get a shot. There's a dormitory at one end of the field. It's called the South End Complex that looks out onto the field. And the kids down there are sitting in their dormitory rooms, looking out the top-story windows and watching the football game. I think that's cheating, but I'm not sure. It is a second down and 11. Second down and 11 for Northwest Missouri. Mike Peterson and Omon looking out of that gun again. Long bomb he wanted to throw, came back over the middle. It'll be completed. Mike Peterson was coming across on the right side. He'll get about a 4 or 5 yard gain on that. Clock continues to run here. And another timeout will be used by Northwest Missouri. So they've got one left. The dormitories we're talking about is called the South Complex. There they are. Wave. We're on delay. Wave. Come on. You can do it. Wave.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Now send him money for the ticket that you should be putting back into this program. You have to send that check now. Do we have the number of that dorm room over there? Let's get the number of that dorm room.
Look at them all waving.
We're
going
to send a bill over there.
I love it.
That was unbelievable right there.
They are fellow students who are out there enduring this wind chill of 0. For having to look at you sitting up there in the comfort of your own little home. And
now the people next door want to get a little bit of it.
I love it. That's when you know you made the right choice as to where you were going to reside when you came. Well, these kids came about an hour and a half before the game started and have been sitting out here in the cold. Great to have you with us. Great football.
Yeah, and the thing you see, it doesn't matter what level of football you're playing or what the stadium holds. The impact and how important football is for these people here tonight is just as important as it is in the Southeastern Conference or any of those other stadiums we see around the country.
Big reception, Mike Peterson. That is another first down. They've got a chance to score here, and these two teams are going to hustle this one up. They want to get down at least to within field goal range if they can here. This is going to be a first down and 10, and that will get the clock stopped as Joel Osborne wants to have a chance to come over to the sideline here and make sure on the play. They've got it at the 28-yard line.
You see Mel Churchman, he calls the plays. Adam Durrell, his offensive coordinator who played here, it's his first year with the title, but Mel calls every play.
26 and a half left to go here in the first half. Grand Valley State on top. Northwest Missouri threatening again. Osborne out of the gun over the middle where it's open. That'll be down to the 20-yard line. That is Mike Peterson again on the reception. Not enough for a first down. And they're going to try and hustle it through. They've got one timeout remaining, and they're going to use it right here.
Timeout. Northwest Missouri.
Northwest Missouri is going to use the timeout right here.
Yeah. Probably a pretty good use of timeouts right there, because you hate to spike the football because that would have made it fourth down, but a little bit risky right here with 14 seconds left and no timeout. You could complete a pass, get up and spike the football is your best option.
Tommy Freebird over there getting ready in case he has to come in. Coach, we're talking about the scholarship situation for this Division II. It is so different from what we're used to seeing in college football.
It really is amazing, and what you do is, we look at Mel Churchman, you divide that equivalent of the 36 scholarships, that whole pot of money, and you divide it up amongst the team, but there is no guarantee from year to year. So in some ways, what a tremendous motivating tool for these coaches to dangle that money in front of those kids. And Mel Churchman told us yesterday he's never given a player less the next year than he had the year before. But when we talked to the players, they were a little concerned. They thought that maybe that did happen.
I think he's done a good job of covering that up, but not taking anything away.
That's pretty good motivator.
That is. A big third down, long three, the little hook. That's going to be a first down. And and that will be carried to about the 13-yard line. Kendall Wright. They list him at 175. Coach said to him yesterday, "I'll eat my hat if you weigh 175." What he said.
Yeah, well, he said he's probably in the 150s more than the 170s. But you see why they say he may be the toughest guy on the field. But whoever thought this would be a field goal fest tonight?
We did. No, honestly, we talked about this.
Exactly.
These two teams aren't used to having games where they need to kick field goals, but they are both so good. You knew the kicking game was going to matter.
And it helps that the wind is at the back right here for Northwest.
Tommy Ferbert comes out. Good snap. Kick is up, 30-yarder, and this one is good. So the kicking game indeed does matter, and a good drive in the final couple of minutes here. Grand Valley and Northwest Missouri continue just link here on the field.
And Valdosta State, right? Valdosta State is sitting back there at home, waiting for the winner to this game to come down to Florence, Alabama. Valdosta, another tradition-rich program in Division II.
That will be the final as they work their way through this playoff system in Division II. The fans going to get to halftime here in about 4 seconds. They all out of a run over to those dormitory rooms, eat some popcorn, close the windows, get warm, and then come back out.
Particularly because we gave FaceTime to the young lady that's back in that heated dormitory room.
It's unfair.
That's unfair.
It's an unfair world.
Look at this guy. They're all on it now. Hey, wait. My guy, he just a delayed reaction. Look here.
Mom sent
great
cash.
TV. Look, the word's starting to spread. There's a better deal by being back in our dorm room. Look, she is just now starting to figure the big picture of this out.
For those of you coming to Northwest Missouri as students in the future, you'll want to remember that South Complex. If you're a football fan, get one on the field side.
Wait a second. What exactly was that face paint makeup right there? Was that a Bearcat, I guess, and the guy with the Michigan jacket on?
Grand Valley.
They're bundled up, but they're having a good time.
Wait a second. This guy's got a faraway look on his eyes right there, man.
4 seconds left to go. And there's danger always in these situations. Freevert, who converted the field goal, will have Blake Smolin and James Barazek back, the two fine running backs. We'll put that one along the slippery field to the 25. The tackle here, if made, will end the half. If not, well, it's out of bounds. There is a flag down, however. Flag dropped here on the sideline. James Barazek, the freshman, on a good return, and time has expired here in the first half. Let's see what the penalty is.
I think we're going to get a hold right here.
Just about frozen.
Those are guys down on the field talking there.
Need a restroom right too.
Offside on the kicking team. Number 8. Holding on the return team. Number 86. Those fouls all set. We'll replay the kick.
Just what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Offsetting penalties, so they have to replay the kick, and that always imposes the danger here. Here comes another chance for a big return with no time remaining on the clock in the first half.
Impressed with the quickness of Jimmy Barazek, this freshman running back for Grand Valley. He is extremely quick now.
Grand Valley has not returned a kick for a touchdown, but they do have Smolin and Barazek, who can both run. And again, we'll look for that kick, which is going to come from the 30-yard line to be down along the ground again here. Tommy Freevert, and that last kick just tried to roll it, and we'll probably try and do it again here. He does. A short kick, in fact, handled and downed immediately, and so that's going to do it. A tremendous first half in this semi-final game in Division II. And for Grand Valley, the defending champions, they will take the halftime lead, 13-10 at the half. Stan Barrett. And we welcome you back. NCAA Division II football semifinal presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And yes, the sturdy folks have hung on, and they are back. And a great football game. Grand Valley, number 1, two-time defending champion, 13-10. Northwest Missouri, the opponent, trying to defeat them here tonight. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, along with Bob Davey. We get set for the second half and take a look at our Home Depot coaching adjustment.
Well, I think the reason I bring this up is because it happened twice. But we take a look at it. James Barazek lined up in the backfield right here. Northwest is going to turn him loose on a wheel route. Now, that can happen one time, but it actually happened twice in the football game. Just a wide open receiver out of the backfield. So there's a slight pattern there, Gary, because it happened twice in this game tonight.
These two teams are just as close as we thought the game would be. These teams are both highly talented clubs.
No question. And we take a look at the stats. Really pretty even as far as offensively speaking. Penalties, obviously. Grand Valley with some penalties. I think time of possession is the key. Northwest has not had the football a lot. And as a result, Xavier Omon, Gary, only had 12 carries in the first half.
Grand Valley's going to get the football first as they won and deferred at the start of the game. Blake Smolin on the return. Good field position on the short kick. There is Omon on the sideline, number 2. With the 88 carries, he's been able to pick up yardage, but they have been hard yards in this game. For Grand Valley State, 45th straight game where they have had the lead at the halftime. They've gone 43-1 in those games. Remember, Grand Valley comes into this with a perfect 12-0 in the season. They have won their last 40 games, and the last 2 championship games these two teams have played in them, and Grand Valley has won both of those games. And it is a first down and 10. Grand Valley with the football. Brad Ichek will work out of the gun here. He brings Blake Smolin back with him into the backfield. Hands off against the flow, and we'll take it up to about the 42-yard line. Smolin on the carry. Smolin at 22 yards first half.
We talked to those Northwest Missouri players yesterday, and I think they said it best. They said there are 2 national championship games this year. This game tonight to them is a national championship game. If they win, they go next week and try to do it against Valdosta. But, I mean, for all intent, this is the national championship game number 1 in the minds of these players.
Amazing that these teams have played only 3 times in their history, and 2 of them have been the last 2 championship games of Division II over the last 2 years. That very first meeting in the regular season was won by Northwest Missouri. On the carry, the cutback near side, and that will be to the 45-yard line. That is Preston Garris on the carry. We said that Grand Valley comes in with that 12-0 mark. That's a record that Northwest Missouri is used to seeing, because for the last 2 weeks they've had to beat teams that had that same record, 12-0, and they did.
That's amazing. And you think they started this season off, really the second game of the year, losing to Nebraska Omaha. Then their starting quarterback was hurt, Matthews, so it didn't start off great for Northwest this season.
Here's the first third down play of the second half. Third down conversions. Grand Valley went 2 for 8. Northwest Missouri 3 out of 7. Back is Ichek over the middle. It is incomplete. Good coverage at midfield. Scott Blasco had a chance to hang on to that, but he was being held onto as he touched the football.
Yeah, big play by Jared Erschbaumer, the linebacker, conference most valuable player. Really kind of a quiet guy. We met with him yesterday, but I mean, just you could see it in his eyes that he's a ferocious competitor.
Little low snap, and just gets it off. Justin Trumbull again will get the roll, and again a late pickup at the 25, at the 30, and up to the 31-yard line. Kendall Wright 3 times in this game has handled kicks that he looked like he was going to let him go. 36 yards on the punt, 11 on the return. Second half underway as the winner will move on to play in the championship game of the Division II final next Saturday at noon from Florence, Alabama. Valdosta State won their game today against California, PA. Winner of this will face them. Grand Valley State, as we said, is the defending champion. The last 2 years, they have won the title. A first down and 10. Omon in the backfield, rolling out Osborne. Osborne up, and that'll be incomplete. Overthrown Mike Peterson that time as the ball ended up near midfield. Seniors on this Grand Valley team have an incredible 50-3 mark, Coach. I mean, you talk about knowing how to win. Mercy, that's a lot of W's to be put up. Now they're looking one more time to get a big win in this rivalry that comes down to big games. Omon straight ahead, finds the hole, and Omon over midfield. Look at him go! Inside the 45-yard line, Xavier Omon. Bill Breakin got him, but not before he got 25 yards.
And you see the strength of Omon. He gets a good block right there by the fullback. And again, you see the strength of this running back. I mean, he is a physical downhill north and south runner now.
Fifth carry where he has gained 15 or more yards. 113 now in the game for him. First down, obviously. Omon again. Avoids one tackle at the shoelaces. And a hard couple of yards gained that time. Danny Richard on the hit.
And I think if you watch Omon tonight, Gary, it's a little bit of all or nothing. I think Grand Valley's doing a great job of penetrating, stopping him before he gets started. But he either has a big run or he has nothing, because it's an attacking Grand Valley defense now.
They know they've got to hold him down. He's had 8 carries of less than 3 yards, Coach. Over the middle, that'll be completed. It'll be shy of the first down. Mike Peterson again moved in on the catch. Peterson had 5 catches for 88 yards in the first half. Kendall Wright 5 catches for 55 yards for Northwest Missouri in the first half.
And it's been impressive, particularly how these quarterbacks, Joel Osborne, has thrown the football. I mean, he has been extremely accurate tonight.
Osborne, Brant Gregg has come in at the fullback position. Omon again carrying, not for the first down. They ran the slant left side. He will get it up to the 35-yard line, but shy by a yard, and a fourth down.
Well, right now I'm telling you, Omon is going to get this football. I hate to go out on a limb, but I'm going to go way out on that limb. Short yardage, goal line situations. Number 2 will get the football.
Good call. Grand Valley State went 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions in the first half. Northwest Missouri did not have an attempt on a fourth down. That's going to change right here. Osborne, Omon's the second man in that 2-man backfield. There he is with the football. Plunging ahead. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. It will depend on the spot as to whether or not his motion got him over that yellow line, and it looks like it did. First down. Took the helmet off as well.
We take a look at Omon again, right at 220 pounds. Was timed at 4.59 in the spring. Young guy actually grew up early in Lawrence, Kansas. And then his family moved. But how about the career he's had?
And he's having another day here over the middle at the 25-yard line. And that will be brought to the 17. Josh Gannon on the reception.
Well, how about tight end Mike Peterson, 89, first team all-conference. Josh Gannon, number 84, second team all-conference. So they had the 2 all-conference tight ends on this football team. And he's a big, strong guy, a lot like Mike Peterson.
16-yard gain. These quarterbacks on this ferociously cold night have been amazing in their ability to complete passes and make accurate throws. Omon taken for a loss. Hauled down by Anthony Adams. Gives us a little more Iron Man.
And we talked just a minute ago, the penetration by Grand Valley defensively, as you see Adam Adams come in the back door that time, but the speed and penetration of the Grand Valley defense. That's your best shot against a big power runner like Xavier Omon.
16.5 tackles for a loss during the season. It's going to bring up a second down and a 12. Joel Osborne was 13 for 16 in the first half in passing, 154 yards. Good protection over the middle, inside the 10-yard line to the 9. Abe Quad on the reception. That is the first catch that he has had in the game. 10 yards.
Again, only 10 sacks given up all season by Northwest Missouri. Excellent protection. Look at the pocket right there. And Abe Quad, Gary, one of the best stories in all of college football, surviving just an awful fire to even feel fortunate to be a part of this game tonight.
We had severe burns from a fire that took the lives of 2 and came back to play football. And half the time they thought the recovery would take. Omon had a cut back. Omon's got room. Touchdown! His second TD of the game. He had a 33-yard run at 12:48 of the second quarter. He gets another TD here.
Well, again, you see the penetration by Grand Valley. They're in the backfield. They just can't get him down. And once he goes north and south, he's impressive.
Boy, that pitch almost got away from him. He had to haul it in. It was almost an intercepted pitch, but he took it in for the TD. 16-13, the extra point attempt is up. Freebert, and he's got it. These two teams know how to play tight games. Omon, 18 carries, 125 yards. The last one, 8 yards for the TD. And we go back and forth. The Bearcats, 17-13 lead.
ESPN Shop has gifts from every major sport and league. Go to ESPNShop.com.
It's the season to shop, and the red tags are coming back for the Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event. And right now, they're bringing the best values of the season. Look for the red tag and get 0% financing for 60 months on remaining 2007 Pontiac, Buick, and GMC models. That's 0% financing for 5 full years on all 2007 cars, light-duty trucks, and SUVs while supplies last. The Red Tag event. See some red, save some green.
You hear that? What? I think I hear reindeer.
Come on, everybody! Let's go! All right! A new table saw for me? Are you kidding? Way to go, Santa! Woo!
Get the perfect gift for everyone on your list, or let them choose from everything in the store with the Home Depot gift card. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Oh, look, there's a ladder, too.
Smarter and sleeker. Now with real-time, turn-by-turn GPS navigation. It has the intelligence you require with the beauty you desire. The all-new BlackBerry Curve from AT&T, the world's leading provider of BlackBerry service. In new colors, titanium and red. AT&T, your world delivered.
Welcome back, everybody. Our broadcast on ESPN HD, presented by Pioneer Kuro HD TV. And congratulations to the bands performing at halftime with a wind chill of 0. You do not want to be a trumpet player on the field on a night like tonight.
Also, congratulations to our cameraman for hanging in there. I mean, it is brutal. And how about the scoring drive? First drive of the second half. And big Xavier Omon takes it in for the score.
7th straight game with 2 or more rushing touchdowns for Omon, and he's not done yet, obviously, with a long way to go in this game. Grand Valley State, as the battle goes back and forth, finds themselves down here in this one. Tommy Freibert has had a lot more kicking to do than he's had all season long. Puts the foot into this one. He's got the wind with him. That'll be handled at the 15-yard line. Brzezak will move that one up to the 20 and will be down at the 24-yard line. Pretty good field position here to start.
You have the feeling, Gary, this one's going to come down to a great finish, and not many of those students went back to the dorm and took the soft way out.
No.
Like some of those we saw sitting in their dorm room watching on television now.
A lot of them left.
These are the real fans, right?
They left, got warmed up a little bit, and then came back up again. And they're ready to go and celebrating the holiday season along with the football game. Brad Ichek in there. He, too, in the first half, 16 out of 25, 188 yards, 1 for a touchdown. Amazing performance, given the circumstances in a big game and the weather the way it is. They've got 3 receivers to the near side. Looks that way, goes the other way again. That turn-in screen, and that's going nowhere. Brandon Horn on the reception, but that's been read more than once in this game. And again, Matt Robertson was there.
Yeah, also a great effort by Sean Paddock, 97, the defensive end, chasing that screen as well.
D-line of Northwest Missouri. They've had tremendous depth on that line. They've had continuity this season, according to their coaches. That defensive line has made a very big difference and needs to play a physical game, according to the defensive coordinator, Scott Bostwick. 2nd down and 11. They have done that so far in this game. Eye check and a whistle. Again, before the snap, more motion. The common penalty in this game.
Part of the snap, false start on the offense, number 57.
You mentioned Scott Bostwick, the defensive coordinator here at Northwest Missouri. What an impressive guy. Had a chance to meet with him yesterday. Has been with Mel Churchman really the whole way. And that's one thing Mel's done a great job of, just continuity on the staff. There haven't been many guys that have left this program that have coached. We look at Scott right there, whose wife is a flight attendant. What did he tell us, 25 years with United?
Flies the intercontinental routes over the middle. That's going to be completed near the 1st down marker at the 43-yard line. Antoine Trent on the reception, and they break up the little discussion going on. Gained 15, needed 16 for the first.
And it starts with great protection, but Antoine just finds that little crease right there in the middle of zone coverage. Antoine Trent just sitting down between the 2 linebackers.
3 catches, 53 yards for Trent so far in this game. Brings up a 3rd down and short yardage. Berzak, the freshman, is in the backfield. He'll get the football, and he'll get the 1st down as he hustles that one up to about the 47-yard line. Sean Paddock hanging on to bring him down.
Good block by Nick McDonald, number 77 right here. Watch him pull around again, lead that little counter play. You mentioned Grand Valley plays 7 linemen. Really good athleticism right there by Nick McDonald, who doesn't start, but is one of those 7 in that rotation.
And he's seen a lot of time in this game, Coach. Sterling Heights, Michigan. Left tackle. 1st down, 1st and 10. A couple of yards shy of midfield. Eye check again out of the gun. Look at the protection he gets. That's going to be incomplete. Had the receiver turned around, Antoine Trent was actually open, but the pass came on the other side of it.
Watch right here, big 61. Northwest wanted holding right there on Sean Paddock, 97. Could have been called. We take a look at big Brandon Barnes again. Some big old linemen in this game now. They're saying 315, but those coaches told us 335 for the big 4-year starter.
Usually they cheat the other way on. This is going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. A lot of pass coverage on the nickel D. Over the middle, deep. That's going to be caught. And that'll be a 1st down, and down to the 33-yard line. Brandon Horn again. Horn having a big day. Gets a 20-yard gain on that one.
Yeah, good pressure by Matt Robertson. But Brandon Horn, again, the transfer from Northwestern. These teams can throw and catch the football now. Particularly on a night like this, it's impressive to watch them execute.
6 catches, 63 yards. He obviously banged up a little bit as he hangs onto his back. Took a shot in the back on that last tackle. But he's staying in there. 1st down and 10. Grand Valley State moving the football again. Eye check. Well, handoff left side. Again, the rookie. Burson finds room at the 20. And a shoestring tackle as he takes it down to the 18-yard line. A 13-yard gain.
Flag on the play.
Jeremy Akey made the tackle, a flag down, and a couple of players down as well.
Yeah, first the Northwest bench wanted holding, but I think you're going to get a personal foul penalty.
Personal foul. Number 68 on the defense. Half distance to go. 1st down.
Tyler Roach called for the penalty. Scott Blasco is the player who got hit.
Yeah, that was the hold the Northwest bench wanted right there. But way late after that play, Tyler Roach is going to come in, and he hit number 6, Scott Blasco. I mean, that was way late, way behind the play. Really silly penalty right there by Tyler Roach.
That's an important penalty as Blasco makes his way off the field. It's going to move the football down to the 10-yard line. Inside the 10-yard line, actually. It's going to be a first down and goal. Just inside the 10. 7,296 announced attendance. Hardy fans on hand to watch this great football game here in the Division II semifinal. And with the penalty, a first down. First down and goal just inside that 10-yard line. A look to the sideline. It's really interesting to watch Grand Valley. Even the linemen, everybody looks to the sidelines to get their signals for the play as they do not huddle. 3 receivers set to the right side. Out of the gun, eye check on the flip underneath. Harrison again moves it, and that'll be taken to the 4-yard line. Catman on the hit.
And again, the multiple formations, the versatility of these running back wide receiver combination players for Grand Valley.
James Brezick, the freshman. Boy, is he something. Number 21 out there having a big day, and to think but for an early season injury, he would have been redshirted. They had no intention of playing him this year.
And really the same thing on the other side, Northwest Missouri. They redshirt every player in the program.
Second down and goal. All spotted just inside the 5. Eye check, lobbing it to the end zone. The alley-oop is going to be too long. It is incomplete. That's a tough play. Brandon Horn over there again. He's got a little height disadvantage, even though he's 6'1". Bring up a third down.
We talked about the red shirt policy. Northwest Missouri. This is the only guy right here, Jared Ersbommer, that hasn't been red-shirted in this program. How about this guy? Won the state championship in wrestling twice. Won at 185. Won at 205 or 210, he told us. But the only guy on the Northwest team that was not redshirted right there.
The defensive MVP, as coach said, of the conference. And a timeout's going to be used here because a big play coming up. Third down and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. Grand Valley will discuss it on the far side as they are trailing in this one 17-13. The winner moves on to the championship game for Division II next week.
Welcome to the new shape of fast. Introducing the new Pontiac G6 GXP Street Edition. Pontiac, designed for action.
A guy is worried about naming his own price? I'm on it.
Price by Negotiator.
Naming your own price, huh?
Yeah, they want $200 for a 4-star on the Vegas Strip. I'm going $190.
Oh, you wuss.
What?
Go lower.
160?
Namby-pamby.
140?
Cupcake.
I want a good room.
It's a guaranteed 4-star room, mama's boy.
99.
Now you're negotiating.
Save up to half off on hotels at Priceline.
Tomorrow, Brett Favre, one of the biggest stars in the NFL, is on his way to his best year yet on the field. But what does he now want you to know about his life off the field?
It came down to making the right decisions.
Find out only on Good Morning America Sunday on ABC.
This week on E60, the extraordinary rise of college hoops phenom O.J. Mayo. And can Bill Simmons create some halftime magic and win a fan a new car? E60, Tuesday at 7 on ESPN.
The NCAA Division II Football Championship, presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, is brought to you by Pontiac. Vote now for the Pontiac Game-Changing Performance of the Year at ESPN.com, keyword Pontiac, and Priceline.com. Book now and save up to half off on hotels.
That's the Northwest Administration Building, inspired by the 04 St. Louis World's Fair. It's the landmark building, and this may be a landmark play. It is a 3rd down and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. Grand Valley State on the offense here, trailing 17-13. They took the timeout to get the play they wanted. Still look over to the side.
Grand Valley in an unbalanced line. This is something they do a lot of. You notice only 2 players down here at the bottom of the field, the guard and the tackle.
Ichek looking over the middle. He's got a lot of room. There's nobody between he and the line. Flag is down. He will be tackled at the 2-yard line. He had nobody there when he took off, but a flag on the play. And a big ouch for Grand Valley State. It is holding.
Yeah, Gary, it's going to be Joel Walshed, 78. The offensive guard held T.J. Catman, the defensive lineman.
So move the football back as he came.
Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
We talked about Grand Valley, the most penalized team. You're going to see the hold at the top of your screen right there. No question, just a takedown on T.J. Catman. You know, it's not the number of the penalties that's the problem. It's the
out to below 0 on the wind chill. Ichek will be standing back at his own 20. 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line. Looks one way. Look at the time. Now he's got to get rid of it. Does, and it is incomplete up near the 10-yard line. Tremendous coverage. John Matthews, the intended receiver.
And Gary, you said it, just great pass protection initially, and then Ershbaumer gets some late pressure, but the pass protection was unbelievable right there. Watch big 61 Brandon Barnes, the offensive tackle, just lock on right there on Sean Paddock. And then the pressure by Ershbaumer, almost an opportunity for a late call pass defense right there.
Justin Trumbull again for a field goal. He's got 27 and 32-yarders. This one from the 32. The kick is up, and this kick is good.
Coach, why didn't you let me kick earlier in the season? I can kick in warm weather. You don't have to wait till December to start kicking me now.
Came in 0 for 1. I mean, he's had more field goals than he's had attempts in his career.
He's a December kicker now.
Only when it matters.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro in something other than sports. In something other than sports. Go to NCAAstudent.org to find out how.
Jimmy Johnson got a satellite dish, and he's getting a lot of use out of it. But when Jimmy wanted free local channels in HD, an HD DVR, plus reliable service with no extra equipment to buy, he got it all with Digital Cable Plus HD from Time Warner Cable. You could use your dish for a lot of things, but for HD TV entertainment, choose Time Warner Cable.
Connect to all the best from Time Warner Cable for under $75 a month.
160 million years, these dinosaurs were lost. It was worth the wait. Sunday, a desert boneyard is discovered, but this is no ordinary gravesite. It's a dino death trap. More than 400 specimens, nearly 40 dinosaurs found piled one on top of the other, uncovering the earliest known T-Rex ancestor, suspended deep in a dino death trap. Premieres Sunday at 8 Eastern on Nat Geo, Channel 76.
Giving you the grand tour of the area. Nottoway County, that is the courthouse. That looks like Union Station in St. Louis. We were talking about St. Louis before, all decorated up for the season, as these folks are seeing yet another tremendous football game between these two powerhouses in Division II. 1 point now, 17-16 after the field goal, and Northwest Missouri trying to make it 3 weeks in a row where they have defeated a team that came in 12-0. They are 11-1 on the year. Wind will be blowing hard in the face of the kicker here, Todd Carter. Well, that means there's a chance for a return. They're standing back at the 15-yard line here as that kick up into the wind is going to be handled at the 24. Sheldon Cook, and he was flying. Takes the somersault at the 40-yard line. Oh, the shots we've seen. Kirk Carruth on the hit.
You are right, and there have been some shots on kickoff returns tonight. You know, Gary, we talked about in the open, except for size, this game from an X&O standpoint, schematic standpoint, intensity standpoint, hitting, it's just like any of the BCS bowl game matchups. Just take the size element away. You have just as good as matchups out here on this field tonight.
There have been some fearless runs out there. Hand off to Omon. Great moves right there as he'll move that football up to the 45 before he gets tackled, and there'll be some words exchanged as they stayed at it right there. NCAA Division II Football Championship will conclude on ESPN2 HD December 15. Our game coverage at 12 noon, and for a preview of every NCAA National Championship, including the Division II Football Championship, go to ncaasports.com. It's the official online home for the 88 NCAA Championships. A second down and 4, looking, and that will be completed. Great pass. That'll be up to the 45-yard line. Quad on the catch, 10-yard gain, first down.
Yeah, great throw on the run by Joel Osborne, and then Abe Quad. I mean, there wasn't much separation there between Billy Brecken, the defensive back, and they told us Abe Quad with great hands.
Two quarterbacks just keep rolling these teams along each time they get the football. Problem's been in the red zone a bit, and a loss as Omon goes down. Richard's having a tremendous game, number 45.
Well, again, Gary, it's the penetration. You're going to see Danny Richard right there. He's going to just be in the backfield on the pinch move right there. And that is the best way, obviously, if you can get it, is to defend Omon penetration, and that's what they've done tonight.
As you said, Coach, it's been all or nothing for him, and when it's been all, he's had great runs. Otherwise, he's lost yardage, and did there. It is a second down, 12 carries of less than 3 yards. Omon will get another chance here. Again, goes back to the middle. Here's one of the alls as he carries that football for a first down, still on his feet with his legs moving to the 25-yard line.
How about it, huh? And it started with a block by the fullback. Watch Brant Gregg right here get the block. Right there on Anthony Adams. Watch the move right here, though. And the strength. I mean, the strength of this guy. He is a mature young man.
Junior, 5'11", 220-pounder. 22 yards. He's got 150 in the game, and this time in the backfield. Not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Big surge again. The Lakers, no matter how many times Omon has run and gained good yardage, the Lakers come right back and ready to play D. They do not get their hits.
I'll tell you what, Gary, Ryan Gaydos, watch him. He's the nose guard right here. He's going to get double teamed. Watch him fight through this double team. That was a great play by Gaydos right there, just splitting that double team.
And it'll bring up a second down, loss of less than a yard on that. Omon out. LaRon Council and Gregg are in there in the passing situation. Floated to the near side, incomplete. LaRon Council, who came into that tailback position for Omon, the intended receiver, can't hang on to that one. And that'll bring up a third down and 10. As this game gets even more tense with 1:24 left to go in the third. It's one of the few passes that has not been connected on by either of these quarterbacks in this game. They have been extraordinarily accurate. on a most difficult weather evening. Omon comes back into the game now. 3rd down 10 and a little more. Omon in the backfield. Quad in motion to the near side. Big rush and a sack. Back to the 33. And coach, it's your guy again.
Well, they basically say he is unblockable, but I want you to watch 2 things. One, you're going to get Gadosh is right here, but also number 33, a guy we haven't talked about tonight, Dan Skuta, who plays defensive end and linebacker. Another great effort, though, by Gadosh. But Skuta is a guy, 33. They play him actually a defensive tackle. And then he also plays linebacker in all their 3-man defenses. Again, the versatility of the guys in this program for Grand Valley.
Gados has got a couple of sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. This is 4th down and 16. 4th and 16. Northwest Missouri going for it. A man open, caught, and what a hit put on. But he held on to it. Oh, what a catch.
And Caleb Obert, did you say he had his first catch earlier in this game? Not a prominent receiver at all. Watch him go up the seam on 4th and 15, and that is fearless right there. There is no question that you're going to get a lick. Number 5, Samad Kane coming in there, but I think that was 4th and 15, right?
He got it. And it is a 1st down inside the 10. Northwest Missouri with a big play. Omon in the backfield again. There's the flip. Power left. Trying to turn the corner. Can't. Looking back that way, and he'll be thrown for a loss again. Great effort. Gadosh again involved in it. He is having one heck of a third quarter here.
But you know what? We knew Gadosh would have a heck of a game. But how about Caleb Obert, number 88, stepping up and making that catch on 4th and 15? These guys don't get to play on ESPN much, but they take advantage of it when they do.
We have completed 3 quarters, and just has been true in the last 2 years when these teams have played. This is going to go down to the last play.
ESPN Shop has authentic gifts for all the fans on your list. Get items from every major sport and league, and buy officially licensed gear from brands like Nike and Reebok. Shop from the comfort of your own home this holiday season. ESPN Shop. Real gear for real fans. Get free shipping on any order of $19.99 or more. Offer ends soon. Visit ESPNShop.com for details.
Alabama will receive, actually, after Southern Miss won the opening toss.
It happens in every game. One moment, one play changes everything.
4th and 12. Boy lays it up. Porthrow with the catch.
That's a Pontiac game-changing performance. Vote for the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year at Pontiac.com/NCAA. And help an NCAA school earn $100,000 in scholarship contributions from Pontiac.
Give the gift that doesn't just say, I love you. It says, I know you, and I love you anyway. eBay. Shop victoriously.
Because the problem with adjustable wrenches is the adjustable part. Black & Decker created the Auto Wrench. It automatically adjusts with the push of a button. Tough enough for any job. The Auto Wrench from Black & Decker.
No matter what, your team will look great as long as you're watching them on ESPN HD and ESPN2 HD. This season, you'll get a new appreciation for how good a fumble can look. Every college football game will be available in high definition. Contact your cable or satellite provider and upgrade to ESPN HD and ESPN2 HD. College football on ESPN HD and ESPN2 HD is presented by Pioneer Kuro HD TV.
holiday season, everything we offer comes with a world of possibilities. Sam's Club. Enjoy the possibilities. Enjoy them when you use your MasterCard.
Gary Thorne, Bob Davey, and our crew back here in the fourth quarter. One of these teams move on to the Division II championship next week. And this has been a grinded-out affair. It is a second down and goal. And in motion, John Ross in the pocket, dumps one over the middle. Oman gets hammered ahead to the 5-yard line.
How about Jeremy Davis, his offensive guard, put the best shot on Oman all night? That was his own guy out there in the open field.
Yeah, but he picked up 2 more yards on it.
Oh, he knocked him forward, right? Watch 60 come in. Of course, 60 got knocked in by Gaydosh.
Wow.
That's a heck of a way to get on television right there, Jeremy Davis.
Hit your own man like that. A third down and goal. Ball spotted at the 5-yard line. Northwest Missouri, the Bearcats on the attack. They've got a 1-point lead starting this fourth quarter. Osborne, the quarterback, handoff Oman. Oman hit, gets away, hit again, down at the line of scrimmage as the defense of Grand Valley again rises to the occasion. Richard on another play with Caruth.
Field goals again. You mentioned that neither team played very many close games. I mean, Northwest played more close games than Grand Valley, but Northwest only had 8 field goal attempts all year coming into this game.
Yeah. And here comes Frevert again. Tommy Frevert, 1 for 2. This is a 22-yarder. He puts that one up. And that kick is good. So Frevert puts it through, and the Bearcats add 3 more. He's had a big night. 20-16 now. The 2 kickers are 5 for 6. If this keeps going, well, they'll have more chances in this game than they had all year long. Oman being attended to on the sideline.
And the other thing is, I mean, they went in at halftime. They must have got warmed up because these offenses are on track now in the second half. I mean, they've gone up and down the field.
We'll keep an eye on Oman for you. Let's take a look at the Coke Zero game track. Oman, 146 yards, 2 TDs. It's been, as we said, either big yardage or he's been caught in the backfield. But he's made the big plays and another couple of touchdowns. Berzik, the freshman, 100-yard games, 4 of them in the year, 71 yards, a reception for a TD. 2 big games.
Yeah, that's a sign of a dislocated finger right there. The worst thing you can do as Oman, if you're Oman, is look at it, because they look really nasty before the trainer yanks those things back in place.
And on an extraordinarily cold night, that's no fun. It can be 90 degrees and it's no fun, but especially when your hand's freezing.
But you did the championship game last year between these 2 teams in Florence, Alabama. Does this not seem to you like just a continuation of that game, right?
Last 3 years, these teams have played 3 games, all the last 2 for the championship, this to get to the championship, and they've all looked alike and been great football games. Into the wind, that will be handled at the 18. Bresic will bring it up to the 31-yard line. Bresic on the carry, Tommy Miller on the hit. I mean, you don't go 40 games without losing and be behind very often when you get to the fourth quarter. Last time, the 06 national championship game against this team, they won it 17-14. They are trailing here 20-16. They are the 2-time defending champions. And they've got the football. Brad Ichek out. Go with the 2 receivers. Ball at the 32-yard line. Freshman called on again. Tries to go wide. Even when he's stopped, he doesn't go down.
I think the best thing when you watch Grand Valley is the playmakers touch the football in a variety of ways. You know, you take Berezek, for example, I mean, he just returned the kickoff. He'll line up a receiver, he'll line up a running back. I mean, they get the playmakers the football in this offense.
And they've got lots of them to go to. As you see, they shuffle Blake Smolin has been coming in and out of there. They've had receivers, John Matthews, Scott Blasco at tight end. 2-yard gain on the last carry that brings up a 2nd down and 8. Running that spread offense. 4 down linemen. They rush. Blitz is on. Gets rid of it over the middle. What a pass. That'll be a 1st down up to the 43-yard line. Antoine Trent. Brad Ichek read it. 9-yard gain.
Gary, Matt Robertson, the linebacker, just came completely clean on the blitz. Look at the bottom. But again, Ichek steps up, does the Tim Tebow jump pass to avoid the rush. And again, a very athletic quarterback, Ichek.
Boy, that is quick, is it not, Coach, to read that and make the play? And he did. He has not been sacked. There have been chances, but he's been able to get rid of the football on those occasions where it was close. This time from under center, he's still got it. Looking deep, trying to find the man open. It's going to be intercepted at the 35-yard line. Down to midfield. Only a lineman's going to have a chance to catch him. 20, 15, and take it out of bounds. Ryan Jones, the freshman starting because of an injury, gets a big interception.
And Gary, it all started. Terry Bilbro, the defensive tackle at 315 pounds. Watch this lick right here. Boom. Ichek falling back a little bit. Then you mentioned Brandon Clayton, the corner, out with an injury. Ryan Jones gets his start and takes advantage of it and makes a big play right there.
50 yards on the return on the interception. And obviously great field position for Northwest Missouri as they get it right back. Omon is back in the football game. There he is, number 2, back in. Ichek intercepted for the 7th time this season, first time this game. Omon the handoff. He will take it to the 11-yard line. A gain of a long 4 or a short 5 as Matt Beatty put the hit on.
You know, Grand Valley State came into this game, Gary, only 6 interceptions all season long. You know, Northwest had thrown 15 interceptions. Grand Valley only 6. So that's uncharacteristic right there on that interception. But again, Ichek falling backwards because of the pressure by Bilbro.
Talking about it on the sideline for Grand Valley while Northwest Missouri looks to put some more points up on the board. 2nd down. Omon again, the move. This time caught in the backfield, down for a loss. Nowhere to go. McGuckin again moved in to put the hit on. Dan Scuda got there as well. 16 for Grand Valley. And that interception denied them an opportunity where they were moving the football. And now this is a big series for Northwest Missouri to try and get this thing in at least for 3.
How about that stat right there? 12 different players with an interception this season. And you just added our young corner, Ryan Jones, to the mix. But keep an eye on Caleb Obert, number 88. He has kind of become the big play guy for this offense.
3rd down and 6. Osborne back again. Dumps it to the 10-yard line. Turn back inside. Omon! Touchdown! No, yes. Late call on it, but he's in. 3rd TD of the game for their leader, Xavier Omon.
Omon had come in with 22 catches. First, Gary, this is a great catch right here out on the open field. Double A, Anthony Adams skids by, and then when this guy smells the goal line, he's going to get it in the end zone. Also a good job by Joel Osborne, the quarterback, just to stay alive and get that ball out there.
Omon taking it in with a great move at the end to do so, and Tommy Freebird having a kicking night puts that one home. Omon came into this game with 22 receptions, but none for a touchdown. Most of his has come on the ground. He takes that one in, and it's 27-16. Smell upset?
responsible. When it's an insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
Last 2 years in the division championship games that have been won by Grand Valley, 21-17 and 05. Raphael Robinson, 4-yard line, final play. Then last year, 17-4. Matt Beattie forced a fumble, and that would result with 3:15 to go in a win. And now they've got Xavier Omon trying to pull the game the other way. 27-16.
How about the largest deficit for Grand Valley, Gary, since October 23rd, 2004. That's the last time they've been behind by this amount. But you know what? They're not going to go away now.
No.
40 straight wins. It's hard to knock this football team out.
Brad Ichek has been on in the passing department as well in this game, so he can put the ball up and move it in a hurry. And Grand Valley will get the ball here. They kick Freebert. Handle at the 20-yard line. Resnick almost broke through. Pushed back, though, at the 35-yard line. Miles Burnside's on the hit. He is a free safety on the kicking coverage. Well, now we'll see what Grand Valley's got. And they've got plenty of time with 10:58 left to go. They don't have to hurry this. They just need to keep possession and move the football.
Yeah, and it helps. Even though the wind hasn't seemed to play a huge role, pretty significant wind at their back, Grand Valley. So they have that advantage here in the fourth quarter.
They will start here 1st and 10. Good field position at the 37-yard line. Ichek, an under handoff. And again, the freshman will take the ball up, or Mike Smolin, rather, will take the ball up to the 47-yard line. And very close to a first down. Shy by a yard.
Another great block. The left offensive tackle right here is going to pull and trap. What's the athletic block? Right there. Number 58, Sam Allen. A lot of linemen pulling for Grand Valley. They're fun to watch.
Both of these lines done an outstanding job. Ichek steps up. 2nd down, a yard for the first down. Again, Smolin trying to turn to the outside, gets the first down and moves it up. With a flag down, let's see what that's going to be. It was enough for a first down. It'll be brought back. Now the penalties, as Chuck Martin looks on for Grand Valley State, they hurt. When they've got the football, that'll cost them a first down.
Yeah, that's 2 now of the timing being very poor on big holding penalties.
On the offense, number 58.
9th penalty. 9th penalty they have had in this game, and it will bring it back to a 2nd down.
What happens when you're way ahead like they've been all year? We documented that they were the most penalized team in the league. That doesn't hurt you when you're way ahead.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now when you're behind, it hurts you.
2nd down and 11 as Grand Valley's back in their own territory now. The 36-yard line. They put Smolin in the slot to the right as a receiver and look for him. On the near side, Smolin the intended, but that was way behind him and out of bounds, incomplete, and will bring up a 3rd down and long yardage, 3rd and 11.
And that's really the first poor throw we have seen tonight where it looked like either the ball slipped out of his hand or the wind played a factor for Ichek.
Ichek looking to the sideline with the rest of his teammates, trying to keep the hands warm. Chuck Martin, the head coach, the offensive calls.
Again, a holding penalty, Gary. It went from 2nd and 1 and a sure first down conversion to a 3rd down and 11 now because of that hold.
3rd and 11, and they've got to keep possession of the football. 9:45 left to go in this game. Ichek Got to get to the first down marker. Over the middle. It is incomplete on a great reach-in. Intended for Brandon Horn, who might have been able to make the catch on that, but he got knocked away.
But how about Bomber number 46? Watch him come kind of delayed, but here he comes. Whoa! I mean, that was a shot in the chest right there. And you could see it in this guy's eyes yesterday now. You don't want to get in a street fight with Bomber. I promise you that.
It'll force the punt. Justin Trumbull coming out, big rush. Gets the kick off with the wind at his back. And will get the bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, and out of bounds at the 2-yard line. That could be a big play, as that's going to force the ball back deep. Good punt and got the roll to go with it. 9:28 left to go. A 62-yard punt.
The NCAA Division II Football Championship is presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. And in part by Navigar, the only GPS device with reality view.
Northwest Missouri State trophy room, and they're hoping to add to that. Here is a very big series for the defense of Grand Valley State.
How about the night this guy's had, huh?
Yeah.
Not only the 3 field goals, but a 62-yard punt to back Northwest up.
Northwest Missouri needs to move the football, but be careful here. Osborne on the 1st and 10. Omon out of the backfield. He'll get it done. Look out. There's nothing but green turf. Omon. Omon. Touchdown. 98 yards.
The question is, how fast is Xavier Omon? I think he just answered that. Great cutback run, and now it is just a foot race between Brandon Carr, number 24, and Omon. Wow.
His 4th touchdown of the game. Unofficially, that's 98 yards in 14 seconds.
You had the clock on him, didn't you?
Had the clock on him. Freeberg. Movement. Omon did not make it to the final 3 for the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy in Division II.
Yeah.
And he took it gracefully. Hard to believe he wouldn't do it after the season he had. After the output here, maybe a lot of people...
Well, you say gracefully, the point, and you're right. I mean, if this kid's not in the final 3, something's wrong with that system. But you say graciously. I go back to that story that Mel Churchman and the coaches talked about. This kid has become humble.
Yeah.
Came here, thought he was probably a little better than other guys. Maybe didn't think he should be in Division II, but he has matured as a young man.
And what a game he is having here. The 40-game win streak of Grand Valley is an issue. And he's the primary reason. Prior to that 98-yard run, his longest in his career had been 80 yards. Tonight's Pontiac game-changing performance.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a no-brainer, particularly because all of a sudden you thought Grand Valley had momentum when they punted the ball out at the 2-yard line. I'd say that qualified as a Pontiac game changer right there. A 98-yard run against a team that had won 40 straight games.
Unbelievable. I mean, he is just having a night. He's had as many as 5 touchdowns in a game. He's got the 4 in this game. You see for Xavier Omon, 6,966. He's now moved up to 2nd all-time in conference history, and he's got a shot, a very good shot, if they go on to play next week at the number 1 position. Freeberg puts the foot into it again. That'll be handled to the 35. Rizek taking down. It'll be about the 30-yard line, 31.
Gary, what happens when you put a lot of guys up on the line of scrimmage? You're going to see Grand Valley with only one safety back here. Nobody in the second level. Everybody up attacking the line of scrimmage. Now, once Omon breaks the line of scrimmage, that single safety has a poor angle, and now it's just a foot race. So sometimes you get up there and crowd that line of scrimmage a little too much, and then there's no safety net behind you. But how about this guy right here? 307 yards last week, 248 yards tonight.
Fifth time he's had 200 or more yards. So now you got to move the football in a hurry if you're Grand Valley. Grand Valley, the defending champion the last 2 years. The heat is on. Ichek gets rid of it, incomplete. And now you got a fired up defense that's going to be coming after him as Matt Robertson got in there.
Well, and again, you have to give Scott Bostwick, the defensive coordinator, credit, because you see coming at the top right there, Matt Robertson. Gary, he came unblocked again. So give this guy right here credit. Good scheme. I mean, that's an unblocked defender coming right there.
He was named the assistant coach of the year as well. And tonight he's proving why.
Was he fired up yesterday in that meeting?
I thought he was going to come out and play.
Yeah.
Great guy. Ichek now has missed 6 of the last 7 attempts in the air, and now they desperately need to complete it and get some yardage. Ichek over the middle. He's got that one. That's going to be a first down as Antoine Trent hauls it in. 12-yard gain. They'll try and move the football in a hurry now, and they've got to put it in the air, so you're probably going to see a little prevent D out there.
And they are totally capable of picking the tempo up in this offense and getting the ball snapped quicker in the 25-second clock. So that's part of the scheme. They can get it going pretty quick.
Grand Valley averaging 40 points a game. They've been held to 16 so far in this one. Ichek looking down the sideline. Man open. That's going to be caught and held onto it just shy of the 30. Brandon Horn. And a flag down on the tackle. That may add some more yards to that. Brandon Horn refused to go down, and as a result may have got the mask grabbed. 27 yards on the reception.
Boy, Brandon Horn at 215 pounds.
Face mask on the defense, number 54.
Took a shot from Miles Burnside, but kept concentration, kept focus on the football. Watch the shot he takes from the safety, number 15, right there. Holds on to the football. Then we're going to get the face mask. Probably number 54, Matt Robertson right there. But Gary, you can see how quickly they can strike back. But that was a great effort by Horn.
Northwest Missouri got 17 points and 428. Now Grand Valley trying to answer that. It'll be carried. Ichek heading to that first down marker down the sideline. The defense let up on him. He saw it, and instead of going out of bounds, he took off down the chalk line.
Gary, you said it exactly right. That's Ryan Jones, the young freshman corner. I think he thought what you said is right. He thought Ichek was just going to go out of bounds. You see Ryan Jones right there. A couple extra yards given to Ichek right there.
A lot of time left here. 8:09. Grand Valley moving the football in a hurry, but this is where the problems have been for both teams at different parts of the game. When they get into the red zone, the defenses have been very tough. Ichek. 2 receivers each way. Sends a tight end out as well. He gets hit and is sacked. Caleb Dorman.
And a great effort by Caleb Dorman coming around the backside. Interesting guy, Caleb Dorman. Only played 3 snaps last year, Gary. Thought about giving football up, but he came back for his senior year and leads this team in sacks. But a great effort by 44.
That is the first sack Northwest Missouri has had. They had 34 sacks on the season. Brings up a second down, long yardage. Ball back at the 17-yard line. Looking towards the end zone. Wants to put one up in the corner. A lot of pushing and shoving. It is incomplete. Tough coverage. Brandon Horn, and again working on Ryan Jones, number 3.
Exactly, Gary. They're just locked up one-on-one out there in the open field. The freshman corner getting his start tonight on an older, experienced Brandon Horn.
Boy, and he knows he's going to be tested out there in that corner. No reason to believe they won't keep going. See the first half, second half for Ichek. Yardage down, completion rate down, but still not bad for this night. It's just that now they don't have a lot of room. It is a 3rd down and 16. The first down marker is way down at about the 1-yard line. Ichek back, gets a rush, gets hit as he throws it. It is incomplete. Going to the corner again, John Matthews, and again Ryan Jones.
An excellent pressure by Sean Paddock coming around the back door. Might have got a little piece of the arm of Ichek, the quarterback, but you said the play before. I mean, they're going to keep coming after Ryan Jones, but he's responding.
Testing his mettle out there in the start for Brandon Clayton, who normally would be the cornerback starter.
Yep.
Justin Tremble.
Mr. Automatic.
Mr. Automatic.
Mr. December, Mr. Automatic. 3 for 3 in the month of December.
3 for 3.
0 for 1, September, October, November.
In fact, 3 for 3 in the last 3 hours. He's got a 33-yarder. It's a big kick. Snap, trouble with it. And the kick is up, and it is no good. The snap was not handled cleanly to get the football down for him. And the kick ends up being off, and a big-time hold again by Northwest Missouri State.
Chad Somerville, the holder, you mentioned it, number 15, Gary, had a hard time getting that football down. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, good snap, a shade high, but you can see right there the mechanics because the operation completely off. So we're not going to hold that against Justin Trumbull, Mr. November. I'm going to say his streak is still intact. That wasn't on him.
You are really giving them the benefit. Championship game coming up, Florence, Alabama, Division II. One of these teams is going to go there against Valdosta, which already has won their game today. Joel Osborne now. Northwest Missouri wants to hang on. Here he goes again. Omon turns the corner. 50, 40, and driven out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Wow. Mon is right.
Now, can they revote that Harlan Hill trophy? But Omon again breaks the line of scrimmage and makes Brandon Carr, the corner, miss out in the open field. Ooh, that's a quick little move, but right there, he just outruns Brandon Carr to the corner.
44 yards. He's now got 28 carries, 292 yards, as Omon, for the second week in a row against tough competition in the playoffs, having a tremendous year. First down. And that will be behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Let me ask you this. You think that local Maryville travel agency, is it too early to start getting that Florence, Alabama package ready for these?
They may be coming into work tonight.
They may be.
Taking calls.
And I noticed some of the students, maybe they're leaving over there. Either that or they're getting close. I think they're going to storm this field.
They're getting ready to come on the field.
Oh, yeah.
6:29 left to go. This is, again, we'll keep reminding you of this because this is a 40-game win streak for Grand Valley that may be lost, ended here tonight. And after 2 championship wins in the last 2 years against this Northwest Missouri State team, tables may be turned. Council, and he will go out of bounds near the first down marker, LaRon Council. As Northwest Missouri State looking to hang on to the football here and try and keep that clock moving. It has been a long time since Grand Valley has had to stare a loss in the face when you've won 40 consecutive games.
Well, I don't think there was any question coming into this game that Northwest Missouri had the advantage. Playing at home in front of these fans that I've been very impressed with. Plus, Grand Valley had beaten them 2 years in a row, which has to give the advantage a little bit to Northwest.
3rd down and a yard for the first down. Will they close it up? Omon will go nowhere. Boy, I don't know. I don't think he did not get the first down. Right at the line of scrimmage, it's going to bring up a 4th down and 1. But the clock continues to tick.
Yeah, let that clock tick. Let number 2 get his breath and give number 2 the ball again if you're Northwest Missouri. ride this guy down to Florence, Alabama right here. How about that playoff record right there? That's a career. That's a career. But that's a playoff 3-game, 708-yard total. And you look at 31 or 32 yards, 32 carries a game.
I mean, he's just carried it every time they've needed the big play. Timeout will be taken here. It'll be a 4th down and 1. 5:20 left to go. The Bearcats here on their home field on the verge of putting what would be considered an upset based on the rankings, because they are number 5 and Grand Valley State number 1. But for anybody that follows Division II and has seen these two teams play, not surprising that Northwest Missouri is having this kind of game, although I really think the lead's a little more than anyone would have anticipated. You can catch the championship game of the NCAA Division III football on ESPN Saturday afternoon. Mount Union takes on Wisconsin Whitewater in the Alonzo Amos Stag Bowl, the NCAA Division III football championship, presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. That's Saturday at 4 Eastern.
You know, I go back to the story that Mel Churchma told us yesterday about Xavier Omon, how they voted for captains last year or 2 years ago. He only got 6 or 7 votes, and that hurt him. They voted for captains this year, and it was unanimous that the whole team voted for Omon. Shows you how far he's come as a young man.
And he gets the first down. He has developed into the leader of this football team by both his actions on and off the field. And he is, I think, now we don't know him personally, we've only had a chance to meet him lately, but it appears as though he's one of the genuine stories of an individual, a youngster who got a chance through sports to develop into a solid, decent person.
And I think how you can tell is because when we sat there yesterday with 5 of his teammates around him, reading their body language, they genuinely like and respect him, as do the coaches. It's not what he said that impressed us about him, it's what everybody else said about him.
Exactly. Got tripped up, but is going to turn it into a gain. LaRon Council, number 27. He's come on in the second half to carry a couple of times as well as do some blocking. He'll get a couple of yards on that. 4:37 remaining to go here in the fourth quarter. This Northwest Missouri State team will have a big celebration if they can hang on to this one. And we'll have another game to play this season. The seniors came in, of course, for both of these teams, not knowing whether or not this would be their final game. Northwest has won championships in 98 and 99, and then lost championship games in the last 2 years to this Grand Valley team. A second down, long yardage, second down and 8. Again, Council on the carry, straight ahead, and maybe we'll get a yard there.
I'll tell you what, Mel Churchma, who washes those game uniforms every Sunday, it's going to be a lot more fun washing those uniforms tomorrow now. And he does that a little bit out of superstition now. He doesn't have to do it, but he did have to do it when he first came here, so he's just continued it.
This team, 21 playoff wins, 4th most in Division II. This is the 12th playoff season that they have been involved in. 3:30 remaining, ticking away. A third down and 7. On the carry straight ahead, you hear the pads crunching out there. LaRon Council called on, not quite enough for the first down.
Great block by Jeremy Davis, the guard right here, number 60. Watch him. Right there. You know, Northwest, not the flashiest team. You'd have to say Grand Valley, Gary, a little flashier.
Yes.
But they really block well up front. And number 2, at the end of the day, is the difference in this football game.
2:50 remaining on it. Omon comes back into the game. It is a 4th down and a 3. Brant Gregg, 29, who's done some blocking in there as well. Omon's going to be taken back for a loss. So they will turn the ball over, but still a long upfield grind for Grand Valley, as right now it looks like Northwest Missouri is going to hang on and come away with a shot at the championship. They've got the 34-16 lead here in the fourth quarter. Omon and company waiting to celebrate as Northwest Missouri's put up 528 yards against a very good Grand Valley State defense in this game. It is a first down and 10. Grand Valley gets it back. They are at their own 20-yard line. They will carry off the left side as Preston carried the ball.
Gary, it looks like the white flag has gone up right here.
A very strange interlude during our timeout. Chuck Martin from Grand Valley, the head coach, came all the way across the field into the Bearcat huddle, apparently saying we're just going to run the clock out and we're not going to call any timeouts.
That's the first time I've ever seen a coach go from one sideline, run all the way across the field, have a conversation with the other coach before the game's over. I've never seen that happen before.
58 left to go. That will be carried off the near side and up to the 26-yard line. Here's what happened during our break. There's the Grand Valley coach right there in the blue jacket coming over to the huddle of Northwest Missouri State. Okay.
I think if you're just going to run the clock out, just go ahead and run it out. I don't think you have to go tell your opposing coach that you're going to do it. But I've never seen that. That's a fact.
So the 40-game win streak at Grand Valley is going to be ended. Northwest Missouri State, that lost the championship game to Grand Valley the last 2 years, will undo that. This will be the first loss, obviously, suffered on the season, and it comes against a Northwest Missouri State team that started the year with a game that got canceled because of lightning after they'd started it, and then a loss to Nebraska-Omaha in their so-called second game, the only loss they would have on the year. They rebounded from that start of the season, and now are going to move into the championship game against Valdosta next weekend. You'll see it Saturday, noontime, ESPN2, Northwest Missouri State and Valdosta. The fans, the students in particular, have surrounded the field, and Northwest Missouri celebration will take place in 40 seconds. Congratulations to both of these teams, though. Grand Valley, their tremendous run with a consecutive championships and 40 consecutive wins. And to this team, Northwest Missouri State, that rose to the occasion. They scored the last 17 points in this game. Omon 31 rushes, 292 yards. He had the 3 touchdowns rushing and 1 touchdown receiving, and lived up to all the accolades that came prior to this game.
Well, and you mentioned about Grand Valley, how difficult to be the target each and every week when you've won 40 straight football games. To come in here and win on a team's home field, a big task. Grand Valley has nothing to hang their hat about or hang their head, but what a huge win for Mel Churchman and Northwest. But tell you what, Valdosta is going to show up next week. They're going to have to turn around and again and do it next week.
They will punt the football here with 6 seconds. There's not going to be any attempt on the return. You just saw the Gatorade event with frozen ice, and here they come to the championship game. The Bearcats have beaten Grand Valley State 34-16. A great football game and an outstanding win, and 2 magnificent coaches out there having the final discussion as finally it was the turn of Northwest Missouri State to get the victory over this Grand Valley State team. And certainly in this game, there's going to be much discussion had about Xavier Omon, who tonight put on a performance that's to be remembered.
And I think the best thing about tonight's performance, it didn't come easy. I mean, he was stopped many times behind or at the line of scrimmage, but he kept plugging away, and then the 98-yard touchdown run coming off the goal line right here was the Pontiac game changer, probably season changer of the year for Northwest.
Coach Churchma is down on the field, part of the celebration as they take the goalpost down at one end. Coach, first of all, congratulations. A great football game. Did you play even better than you thought you would in this one?
Well, I think that the second half we really came out and played with a lot of intensity. We really picked up the tempo on offense. We talked about it at halftime, and we said that they couldn't handle the no-huddle stuff, and that really helped us, and our defense played great.
Hey, Mel, are you going to get up and wash those game uniforms tomorrow?
I don't think think I will. I'll let the equipment man does it when we're at home. It's just on the road.
I got you. Tell me about getting this football team up again next week, because this atmosphere right here to me seemed like a national championship game atmosphere, but you have one more week to do it against Valdosta.
Well, we've been there twice and haven't got it done. We're going to get her done this time. We'll be ready to play. Thank you, guys.
Mel, congratulations. Great job.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
You got it. Heck of a football game. Glad you could be with us. Maryville, Missouri is the site. The celebration has just begun. It might as well be Columbus or Ann Arbor or South Bend. It doesn't matter. It's football, and these kids have won themselves a football game. Congratulations to them. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Bob Davey and a crew that did yeoman-like work in real tough weather conditions, thank you for being with us, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. 34-16 the final. Northwest Missouri, Valdosta next week, championship.